All right. I nearly nailed that. I nearly nailed that transition. Hello and welcome to I'm Not Trying to Kill You. Today we are playing Band of Blades. And for the first time, it's not me that's not trying to kill people. It's Alice. So I'm going to be producing. And then we have and then I'll get to play a game, which is really exciting. So my name's Ash. My pronouns are she, her, hers. This is my channel. You know me from all over the internet and stuff. And you wouldn't be here if you didn't know me. I suppose you probably know some of these people. I don't know. And I'm going to be playing the Lawkeeper, and we're going to go through these roles and things when we like get into it. Alice is going to give us a bit of guidance and stuff. But with me, we have some other dangerous legionnaires out in the field. Starting with Aaron. Aaron, hi.
Hi. Hello, everybody. I'm Aaron. I've been on here a few times. I have, well, with other people. We run a podcast. We also do streams. We play live play. Do like actual play RPG stuff. You can find us at that D&D podcast on Twitch and Twitter and Patreon and YouTube and all that sort of stuff. One of the things that we do that I'm super proud of is we've been doing this series called Improbable Interviews, where we get cool people in the queer and indie tabletop space and interview them about various and sundry things, and it's a lot of fun. My pronouns are she and hers, and I will be playing the part of the quartermaster tonight.
Awesome. Cool. Cammy, how you going?
I am good. I'm Cammy. My pronouns are she, hers, and I don't run any podcast or anything. I just hang out with Ash on the internet and play video games and sometimes stream on Twitch at Splidget Moose.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
it. And I am playing Marshall. I get to yell at the rookies.
Yeah, nice. Awesome. And then we have David. Hi.
Hi guys. I should have done that before this. My name's David. Pronouns he, they. I write games. I write about games. I talk Tolkien nerdery every Friday on Twitter. And I'm playing the commander, so I get to boss everyone around in my own certain way.
Nice. And then finally we have the GM for this thing. It's Alice. Hi, Alice.
Howdy. I was gonna say earlier, I think I am kind of trying to kill you. Like, I think I am. I'm Alice. I also does Tafcat in various places of the internet. I make games and stuff. I also use she, her pronouns. I've played this game a bunch, like just so much. I'm really excited to actually like GM it for the first time and teach other people about it, and yeah, I'm real excited.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I guess then we can get into the meat of it and kind of like go through. We've got some choices to make as far as like our setting and stuff. Yeah, our roles and things.
So, on each of your roll sheets, there's a before play thing. We haven't done any of that, I don't think. Mostly just to like do it on screen and stuff.
Yeah.
So if each of you just want to get to that screen on your stuff, we can just go through that in order.
Cool. Who should we
So
start
that would
with?
make our Marshall as first on the list. So.
Okay, so describe your Marshall. I'm Zemyati, who are apparently from like the frigid regions of the world and are pale and cool looking. So I'm going to be playing her as a large Russian sergeant person who wears like a big coat. I put the reputation as fearless, so I can yell at people and vengeful. I like a good bit of vengeance. And bold.
Love a good bit of vengeance.
Bold and fearless are kind of coincident, but also, I think bold in personality, not in like bold means loud, I guess. Look is one-eyed, stylish, and scarred. So, and her name is Dania One Eye.
Nice.
Oh.
So the marshal's job within this game, everyone has these roll sheets that are sort of meta level. The marshal's job is controlling troops. Any personnel related thing is the marshal's preview. So who goes on what missions, what squads, moving soldiers from squad to squad, that sort of deal. So Marshall, what is your first duty?
Duty. I have to track morale, which starts at 7 apparently.
Correct.
I track squads and specialists, so I need a sheet for that if there isn't one.
Notes. You, commanders, there aren't sadly meta roll sheets left, so I just gave everyone a notepad in the notes section.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the roll sheets up, and my machine is just freaking out. So I'm hoping that's not affecting the stream. There we go.
I have to tell the quartermaster about the morale of the troops, and I have to tell the commander about the status of the troops. I have to work with both as they request. And then I say who's in charge, when someone's going on a mission, so somebody gets to be the individual boss on a mission, and then I get to pick who goes on a mission.
Nice. So yeah, morale determines a bunch of stuff. Unimportant for the moment, except it goes down when people die. So avoid that maybe. So for now, we will. I think that is good as a rundown. We'll get to specialists after the roll sheet stuff, I think. Commander, you'd be next.
Yeah, I can't find this sheet actually. I think
Yeah.
having that problem as well.
Which PDF are you using?
Yeah, it's in the second. It's in the
Black and white.
Black and white.
Oh yeah, cool.
PDF. I'm just having trouble getting it to fucking show properly in the window.
Oh.
No, that's just because my machine is being weird.
What page do I need to be on?
You are on page 19.
Excellent. Here we go. Cool. All right. So, select commander traits. Blah, 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 blah. If you want to move on to somebody else, I should probably give a read on.
I mean, do they need to happen kind of in order?
Kind of in order? Right, okay, cool. My bad.
That is okay.
It's okay.
It's been a morning for you.
It has been a morning, yeah. For those not paying attention or those who don't know, I actually managed to lock myself out of my apartment, which is why we're starting late. So I'm a little bit,
Behind the 8 ball.
Scattered? Yeah, behind the 8 ball. A little bit scattered at the moment.
That's
okay.
We can read through the sheet with you, and we can make
please,
those decisions as we go. So,
Yeah.
Nice, that sounds great.
Do you know, like, yeah.
Yeah.
GM me.
So, well, the first thing would be describe your commander, but we can skip that for now if you'd like.
Well, he's going to be of noble birth.
That would make you an alright, most likely.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So kind of your typical, a little bit distant, a little bit haughty, devilishly attractive. Yeah, kind of.
You stop just describing yourself.
Those days have passed. Yeah, a little bit distant from his troops, but cares for them in his own way.
Sure. Cool. So, first thing would be starting prep time and pressure. Pressure to 1, time to 3. So essentially what this means is this little clock up here, if you can see that, I'm going to kick that up 3 times. So essentially what this means is the goal of this game is to get from one end of the map, we're technically not on the Western Front yet, but get from one end all the way to Skydagger before winter ends.
Yep.
So when there would be 3, but we'll get to that in a little bit. When those 3 clocks fills, regardless of whether or not you're at Skydagger or not, winter hits. You can lose Band of Blades in many ways, actually. So that's the main thing. Pressure is rolled anytime you advance and stuff. Like if you just want to note that down, you can just put it in your note sheet, and we'll get to that when it comes up. Starting position, which is technically not at the Western Front yet. We are trying to get to the Western Front, so don't have to worry about that yet. Starting intel, 0. Intel can be used to, like, you spend intel to ask questions about a mission if you have it, like if you're holding on to it. You get it a few ways. Do you have a question?
No, carry on.
You get a few ways: scouting missions as rewards, things like that. You can spend it to get something called special missions whenever you're in a location, stuff like that. It's handy to keep around a little bit. Would you like to read your main duties?
Cool. Track time and pressure. Increase pressure when time passes. Pressure resets to 0 when you advance. Increase time by 1 when time passes. When you advance, roll pressure and add the appropriate number of time ticks to the time clocks based on the roll. Track location and movement. Decide when the Legion advances. Behind are only undead. Good to know. Are these fast undead? Just curious.
Depends on the undead. There are some slow ones, some very not slow ones.
Goodo. Okay, pace is the trick. Track and spend intel. Intel comes from mission rewards. Spend intel to add 1 die to any mission engagement roll or gain access to a special mission at a location. Pick missions. Decide what missions you're looking for. Assault, scout, religious, or supply. Ooh, supply. And tell the GM. Then we'll be told what's available. And apprise the other generals. Work with the marshal and quartermaster to select missions and appropriate priorities.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Rad. Cool.
That brings us to quartermaster.
Aaron.
I am unmuted.
Good job.
Hello. All right, so do you want me to read a little blurb at the top?
Yeah.
We haven't been, but you totally can.
The quartermaster commands non-combat personnel and holds keys to all Legion supplies and weapons. Decide what to equip squads with to prepare for the missions ahead. Declare campaign actions between missions to resupply troops, prepare nasty surprises, and acquire much-needed supplies for the march. Wonderful. Before play, to prepare the Legion for the campaign, do the following. First, we had to describe them. For the heritage for mine, I picked Barton, which, based on the characteristics it gives, are like huge, stoic, friendly, sometimes vicious people.
If I remember right, the cultural touchstone, I guess, is India sort of deal. I'm sure there are others I'm blanking on, but that's I usually picture them that way.
Okay. Reputation for her, I picked calculating. Traits are clever and resourceful. Her look is stylish, colorful, and scarred. And for the name, I picked Mara Parvayar.
Neat.
So, starting supplies, we start with 2, and I put it on my already growing list of stuff. Non-Legion personnel, you start with a Mercy or an Alchemist.
So Mercies are essentially priests/priestesses of the goddess Astara, goddess of mercy. A Mercy can take someone else's wounds and put them on themselves, in a weird touch. It's a thing. You have to be touching and stuff, but it's a whole deal. They're usually branded with their symbol, which is folded wings. An alchemist is they practice something called the craft. It's not necessarily magic, but it's the closest you folks come, I guess. They're able to build they're able to build things that you normally wouldn't be able to do. But alchemy is corrupting. They will most likely eventually burn themselves out. So it's whether or not you want to focus on, building things and that sort of deal, or having a mercy around, which mercies can help you heal your troops quicker and stuff like that, while the alchemists can build things like long-term projects and stuff.
Gotcha. So, do the mercies eventually become unwounded, or
Yes. So when they take on a wound, they will stay wounded till not the next downtime, but the one after. So you
Okay.
can only do it every other downtime action.
gotcha? Okay, I think we're gonna go with one mercy then.
It's a classic start.
Let's see. Starting material, mark 1 food box, did that. Pick 5 additional boxes. Some have charges like horses, while others are 1-for-1 like supply carts or laborers. Okay, so
I
going. Yep.
I was just say I can talk a little bit about some of the mechanic stuff here if you want, but I think there's only really one super important one. It's up to you.
What's the super important one?
Blackshot. Blackshot's how you kill undead. It's like regular bullets will hurt them and stuff, but Blackshot is an alchemical creation that is used to actually destroy the animating force within undead. It's a
Cool.
super important thing to have. Food stores are used anytime you advance. Horses are used on scouting missions and to allow you to advance quicker. Religious supplies have a various of weird effects, but mostly they're used to equip for like religious missions and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're gonna do 1 extra food, 1 siege weapon, 1 supply cart, 1 black shot, and 1 thing of laborers. If
As a side note, I
Yes.
don't. Interesting. I guess they do count. I wouldn't have thought siege weapons count as material. Neat.
Already,
good to know.
we're already min-maxing. We're all about it.
I would be disappointed in myself if I had an opportunity to take a siege weaponry and didn't do so. So
It's fair. Are you taking the supply cart or the laborers? Just so I think I missed that.
yeah, so the list of things I got: 1 extra thing of food,
Yep.
1 supply cart, 1 thing of laborers, 1 thing of black shot, a siege weapon, and I think that was it. Yeah, that's 5 things.
Okay. Interesting. No horses. Cool.
Horses are for
Move.
chumps. We can do our own running. We can run faster than horses.
Horses are just supply food.
We're infantry. We're foot cavalry, goddammit.
If we want to get somewhere quickly, we have a catapult. Is all I'm saying.
Would you like to read your your other duties below those?
Yes, please let me scroll. There we go. During the game, you do the following: track and spend supply. Says you gain it from supply mission rewards. You can spend it to perform additional campaign actions, which I have on the side. You can do stuff like help people heal do their healing clocks, help them clear stress, acquire new assets, recruit more soldiers, long-term projects, stuff like that. Perform campaign actions. It says after each mission, you may perform a number of campaign actions according to troop morale. You have to speak to the marshal. You can perform additional actions by expending supply 1-for-1. Track and use material and non-legion personnel. So black shot, the food, all that sort of stuff. And appraise commander and marshal. What resources you have determines what missions the legion should undertake. Work with other generals to make good decisions. Use your material to aid the troops as you see fit. Your call is final. Yes, I need a fun hat.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it later. Thank you so much. After that would be Lore Keeper. You ready, Ash?
Awesome. Yeah, let's do it. The legionnaires look to their lawkeeper to remind them of the trials and tribulations survived, and connect them with the heroes of the past. Confer with the other generals so they make decisions consistent with the Legion's values. You are entrusted with the recording events and remembering the dead within the annals of the fallen. Before play, to prepare the Legion for the campaign, do the following: describe the lawkeeper. So, our lawkeeper is Orate. Is it Orate or Orate?
All right.
See, as an Australian, that just comes across as you're like being like, yeah, they're all right.
Yeah, all right. All right, mate.
That's fair.
Yeah. So our lawkeeper is all right.
Don't worry, your commander's all right too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're doing pretty well. They are inquisitive. They are clever and young, I think. Because I didn't want to take curious because we already got inquisitive. And then their look is like soft, and I think it's just soft. They're soft.
Sure.
They are a like a bookish, nerdy, like glasses too big for their face sort of creature.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a reason they're doing this.
Yeah, they're not on the front lines for a reason, because they would get shot, and no one wants to be shot. I have to write down the names of all the people who get shot or killed or ripped in half or fucking like turned into zombies, and I have to write down all their names, and I'm not doing that. So yeah, I think their name is, because I had the I think they're Baronet Garossi. I'm not sure what their first name is. I like Marlowe. Baronet Marlowe Garossi. So that's our lorekeeper.
Nice.
We remember the Battle of Entenmark Fields. Tell us the tale of the battle where the Legion's offensive was shattered. What mistake did the Legion make? Which broken did we face? Now that's the question that I was like, I'm not quite sure about. What did you see? Who saved you? What did you learn? I think it's definitely like, so this is where I have a bit of creative control, isn't it?
Yeah, so the Lorekeeper, unlike the other, interesting enough, it takes over a little bit of the GM role GM for certain stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You do like back at camp scenes, you control that sort of thing, but also, you get to describe, like what happens in the past. Sort of that is your sort of preview, right? All of the history of the Legion.
Yeah. Cool.
I can tell you which broken showed up though.
Yes, I would love to know.
They're a long while ago. There was a broken or chosen rather. They were dubbed the Shining One, right? And they were tasked, like their purpose for existing was killing the Cinder King. And the Cinder King is this figure that rose up some decades ago and has been raising legions of undead and trying to take over the world and stuff. Or at least murder it. We're not sure, actually. But the Shining One went to go fight the Cinder King, right? And got their ass wrecked. So they became something known as Render, with a giant ever-burning handprint on their face, and they now serve the Cinder King as many others do. So that would be one. The other, actually, side note, I made this one. We're using the first time here, so that's pretty cool. Talk about that later. His name is Biter. She was the chosen of a god called the Horned One, which is one of Panyar's, like the Panyar gods. She was raised unlike the most of the broken that were chosen rather, that were picked from a real, they were trained for this, they were priests or priestesses to their god before being chosen. The Panyar chose her out of panic because there weren't any priests and the situation was too dire. So they picked a little Panyar girl, maybe 13, and she went to go try and fight the Cinder King. And I mean, it's not like it didn't. Yeah, she had little antlers which got broken in half when she was broken. And yeah, she is also one of the ones that you saw at Edinmark.
I feel like I think the mistake that the Legion made was facing one of these and its smaller minions and whatnot, and trying to hold them at a path, and kind of trying to pull off the 300 trick, at which point the second the Biter, I think, just led waves of additional support troops just over the sides of where the pass was, just pouring themselves, and so it was like, oh wait, no, we're completely fucking flanked. And so yeah, there's this. I think that there's probably like a song or like a thing that talks about the like the heavy rain of bodies of the things like coming down out of the like from the sides into the pass and completely overcoming the Legion forces. And I think I think the thing that saved us was like a what's the specialist that's all there's a specialist that is like a saboteur.
No,
Okay.
like there's no
Okay.
there's no saboteur one.
There's no saboteur because the saboteur, like, there was a saboteur, and I think they probably just fucking like collapsed the entire pass onto like the forces that were holding there and also themselves.
I guess the closest would be debatably a soldier with grenades or
Yeah,
anyone
I
with
mean,
wreck.
So there was a person who specifically like was well known for their ability to like create like explosions and things, and they collapsed upon the they collapsed the pass down upon both the Legion and their and like I like the idea that created the like the Ettenmark fields are like what grew on top of the collapsed the fields now where it was previously like a stony pass.
I will also say that one other thing I will add to this, simply because it's a thing that we haven't gotten to. The Legion's Chosen, the Chosen that the essentially living god, showed up showed up and prevented you from being overrun earlier. So I like potentially could have like there were multiple moments where it felt like it was all going to end.
Yeah.
You're chosen as Zora, by the way.
Okay, cool.
We'll get to that later, but just to mention that now.
Okay, cool. All right. So I need to reinforce the values of the Legion. So claim the
Yes.
Skydagger sheet, strike one option, circle from each of the three morale categories for the back at camp lists. Where is that sheet?
If I'm remembering correctly, because it is down at the very bottom. Like, just scroll all the way to the bottom and scroll 2 up.
Of the black and white?
Of the black and white
Okay,
PDF.
cool.
So
Take a second because it's slow.
that is okay. But essentially, what these are the things that can happen at back at camp.
There's section. Yep.
Yep. What you're essentially saying with this is that no, the Legion, regardless of how dire the situation, will never do this ever.
Cool.
It is not something that they will ever do. No one that's yeah.
Cool. I will give me a second. I will look at that. How many do I have to
I can read them if you'd like.
Well, I just want to check and see how many I cross off.
1 in each section.
Okay, cool. This is a heavy PDF.
Yeah.
I'll let it think for a second.
Okay, if you need me to read it, just let me know.
So, what's the aesthetic of this world? Between steampunk, fantasy, diesel punk?
No. The best out of those I can give is like black powder fantasy, like Black Company sort of deal. Okay. But there's like so most of the guns in if this helps in the setting are like breech loaded, right? Except Orite stuff, which gets much closer to steampunk. Like Orite guns can have like cylinders and like all that sort of shit. They like I can have like steam engines, things like that.
Alright.
Orates break that rule a little bit because they have like actual gods of creation behind them and stuff.
So I'm crossing off one from high morale, one from medium morale, and one from low morale?
Correct.
Cool, so these just aren't going to happen.
Yep.
I think... I think supply crates are just not going to go missing. I think... I think that we're not going to have people refusing to go into the field until their captain is replaced.
Nice.
And I think... And can they be like multiple dot ones, or do I just cross out one of the
You
dots?
can pick a multiple dot one. It's just
gonna
they
happen
only
less.
happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna cross off one of the dots for foraging becoming ill.
Sure.
Just because that's like the least interesting to me on that list.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool. And then I'll go
right.
back to my lawkeeper page.
I feel like all of those say something pretty nicely about the Legion. Mostly that supply carts will never go missing, and people will never refuse to report for duty.
Mhm.
Right? Like that's real interesting.
Where
I can read stuff if you'd like, if you need a second.
yeah, do you want to just... Yeah, what's next on the lawkeeper list?
Final scoring. So if the annals and histories get to Skydagger Keep, you get 10 points. There's a scoring system. It'll help determine future stuff. It's fine. But they're a physical thing that the lorekeeper carries. If for some reason I ever if the annals are taken or destroyed or whatever, that's a piece of history lost for the Legion.
Yeah.
Because the annals, in a lot of ways, if every single Legionnaire except one, and they have the annals, the Legion survives. Like that's...
Cool. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. My duties during the game are to track the dead. Note every legionnaire that dies. The book weighs heavy, but while there is still a legion, you have a sacred duty to remember all sacrifices. Tell the tales of the legion. When 5 new names are added to your annals, tell a tale of the legion. Answer all questions and asks in your story. Then choose one benefit to the troops. Tell 5 tales in order to.
Tell the 5 tales in order at first.
Okay. Yep. Keep the histories, note missions, who is sent, and outcomes. If there is any mission that is, if there is any question what happened, your duty is to recall it for the others. Keep these books safe. Back at camp, normally chosen by the GM, this duty becomes the lawkeeper's if present. Consult with the marshal on the morale before making a selection. If a decision needs to be made about the camp or its rules, you will make them, and apprise the other generals. Work with the marshal and the quartermaster to tell tales that get the legion to their goal.
Awesome. I mean, that really just leaves me, because the game master does indeed have a PDF, or not PDF, but like a little booklet. My duties were gather the troops. Hello, you're my troops. Gather 3 or 4 friends. Discuss the premise and buy-in for the game. Dark fantasy. Horror elements. Should probably talk about that in a second. Select the Chosen. Zora. Y'all get to pick her ability, so we'll do that in one moment. Select Broken. Totally did. Biter and Render. Facilitate setup. Trying to been doing that. And let's see. My duties during the game. Keep the rules. Keep track of what phase of play you're in. Answer rules questions. Call for rules when characters take actions that are difficult or dangerous. Speak the worlds as is. Keep the fiction and tone consistent. Pour fear, disgust into the undead. Keep the gods mysterious and incomprehensible. Make the people the soldiers meet real. Show the terrible consequences of war. Show that there are no magic solutions to the problem for the Legion. Keep the annals. Make choices matter. If the players choose not to cure a plague, the disease spreads appropriately. If they negotiate a treaty, reflect this in the Legion resources appropriately. And then generate missions, which is, all of that fun stuff you're going to be doing.
Cool.
The last thing to do before we talk specialists is if you can scroll down to the Chosen Zora page. If you look at her abilities, y'all get to pick that one. I get to pick the broken abilities. You get to pick these ones.
On the left? Yeah. Cool.
Yes.
I'm gonna zoom in.
Sacred Seal seems pretty good. The protection against magical effects at least once. Well, special armor, I guess, is pretty good.
Yeah, like having special armor against magical effects is pretty good.
Yeah, and well, a lot of the other stuff depends on religious supplies, and I was kind of thinking of foregoing those for a little bit instead of until we get food.
Living God's Kiss looks handy, removing corruption.
Yeah. So that is a thing that, unlike Blades in the Dark, corruption's a thing. If your corruption is at first, corruption is easily hid. If you start taking something called Blight, which is when the corruption bar fills, that's much less so. You ever played Warhammer 40k? They get sorted like that. You start having eyes in places you shouldn't, multiple limbs, like things that will get you murdered by either your fellow legionnaires or your what's it called? Or your chosen. Also, if at certain points of Blight, the undead legions can command you like one of them, because you might as well be.
Yeah, okay. Corruption, bad. Duly noted.
Yeah, but also like really cool. So
it's
I see.
Corruption's a thing I can give you the same way I can deal you harm based off a consequence.
Yeah. All right. Is there another way to get rid of it at all?
There are a few ways. Like there are a few missions that will allow you to do that sort of thing. Alternatively, like an alchemist could probably try to do a long-term project for a thing that might help reduce corruption. But really, no.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe Living God's Kiss then as like
yeah, it could be a thing.
Sacred Seals and Living God's Kiss are my two primary votes.
Yeah. Being able to take an extra level 2 harm is pretty good, but I feel like we have ways of dealing with level 2 harms and stuff. And
yeah.
If corruption is a thing that's just gonna hang out until you are a one-person army, because you have a bunch of arms.
Oh my god!
We are definitely taking Living God's Kiss because I want to avoid any more of those puns.
I like Secret Seals because I'm imagining like them being seals. Like you've got like a magic scroll, like
very 40k.
Well, this is a cool thing to bring up. You can get more than one eventually.
Yeah.
One of the things that we're to pick here are something called favor. Different missions will occasionally have a favor type. Your 3 to pick from are Holy, Mystic, and Glory. They just have different. So, for example, a Holy mission is pretty much what it says on the tin. It's a mission dealing with the trappings of religion and like escorting priests or priestesses from one protecting sacred things or artifacts, stuff like that. Mystic is dealing more with the actual magic of the world. Magic.
I like the idea of
Glory.
picking up. Sorry.
I was just saying, Glory is usually facing big fucking undead. Fighting like as the underdog, brass, bold stuff. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I'd like the idea of taking Living God's Kiss as our first advance. In
Sure.
that then we're we have sacred seals, and then we're like, oh no, we should probably get the thing that lets us get rid of corruption, like later on into the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That sounds good.
Okay, so for favor, I think glory mission sounds cool because, you got to show up on the battlefield and you got to shank the biggest dude there the first day so they know you're in charge. So, just saying.
I agree.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. I will point out that each of the different gods for different regions have their own specific one. Like holy and mystic are shared. Glory is Zora's actual favor type.
Fuck
though.
yeah.
So
Cool. Double down on that.
Yeah.
I get to pick her features, and I'll read a little bit about her in a second. I'm going to pick. Let's see. Blazing and fearsome are going to be mine.
Fuck yeah.
Chosen are the divinely infused humans that accept the right of choosing, except in one case. Swearing their bodies to serve to the service of a deity. The rituals that binds the divine grace to flesh is known to often burn out any trace of the former person. Chosen long ago, Zora is often dubbed the Ancient. She's been chosen of the living god for centuries. So yeah, that's all stuff. Yeah.
Zora sounds rad.
She's the only one I haven't seen him play yet, so I thought it'd be cool to get her.
Yep.
I think aside from making specialists, that's everything.
All right. Well, if we've done that section, do we want to take an early break and then come back and do specialists? Sounds good to me. All right.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Ruby.
Okay. Back shortly, chat. And we're back. All right. Gosh, this map is gorgeous. It's so pretty. I really like it.
It's like a board game.
Everyone needs to look at David's jacket because I'm honestly floored. God damn, that is a beautiful thing.
Ain't it just?
Oh gosh. I feel like the costume game is gonna get real competitive real fast. I'm just glad we don't have Melody here, right? Like then it's just
I know, yeah.
Right? She'd be like, she was playing something else on stream the other day, and like just returned, like stepped away for a half second, then returned in full costume, and it was like,
here's what
what the heck? Yeah, right? Like it was. They were playing. What was it? It was. Oh, they're starting a Blades in the Dark campaign, and she just suddenly, because it was a communist themed game for of like newspaper distribution. It was like she stepped away and then just suddenly came back in like full revolutionary garb, and I was like, holy shit, how did you even manage to do that? But it makes sense that Melody has like full revolutionary garb on hand. So, you know. Have we ruined the Napoleonic period? We've made it better.
No, Alyssa has.
Oh, Alyssa has?
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Fair. So, I think what we wanted to be doing next was we were looking at building our specialists. Which I'm keen for. We have these gorgeous sheets. Oh my gosh, they're real nice. I love that they're as a person who spends a lot of time like looking at Roll20 sheets and thinking about them. I love that they are like 100% a combination of the Scum and Villainy and the Blades in the Dark ones.
No, they're literally these Scum and Villainy sheets. With a different,
different CSS on them. I know. I was like,
yeah.
I recognize these sheets. I am a connoisseur of Roll20 sheets. I'm very, very fancy. So, Alice, is there a thing where we can like kind of get started on like what do we need to do? Because it like I always find that like creating characters in Blades and other things, it's just a thing where like there's 4 people making characters at the same time, so like we want to be able to like talk through it as far as like what we're doing on stream, and we can start talking through like the options that we're interested in and all those sorts of things.
Sure. What are you asking me exactly?
Where am I looking in the book for different specialist types?
So like the types, I guess, like they're kind of just in order.
Heavy medic, scout, sniper, officer, soldier, and rookie.
Yeah. Rookies and soldiers aren't specialists, FYI.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
A rookie advances to a soldier. A soldier advances to a specialist.
Cool. All right, that's cool. So we're making one each, and then they get assigned to us by the marshal.
Technically, yeah. If you've made a character, they are sort of yours. Like whenever they pop up, they kind of default to being played by you, but they don't have to be. Like, the marshal can just tell you to play someone else. Or if multiple characters you've technically made pop up, they're divvied out by the marshal.
Yep, that's cool. All right. So I am looking at the different types. I think Cammy, I assume that Cammy wants to make a heavy. I make that assumption. Is that a correct assumption?
I am a heavy weapons girl, and this is my weapon.
It fires What is it? It fires 400,000 rounds. Anyway,
it fires 12 custom truth cartridges.
No, you can't remember it. Okay, that's fine. I like the idea of making an officer personally. But I'm also sniper is also interesting to me. Actually, any of the others are interesting to me.
They're also.
I love the sniper so much. The sniper and the heavy are my two personal favorites.
The sniper I was thinking of, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Entire squad
I mean,
of snipers.
I mean, if you're wearing the sharp jacket, you've got to make the sniper. Like that's got to be the rule, right? Like
Sure. I don't make the rules, but I'm happy to follow that one. Yeah.
and then scout is for like I want to look at this like abilities for scout. Let me chat.
the scout's very good.
Chat, I apologize for not giving you better view of the PDFs. It's a little... Wait, actually, I can bring it back over here again and do this thing again. God damn it. I need to work out how to like make it easier to grab the edges of windows. I hate how hard it is. All right.
So, just as a thing to note very quickly for these sheets, if you click the little cog up at the top when you know what you want to play, playbook-wise, in the sheet, there's a little drop box for each of the type of character classes,
Oh, neat.
and then you hit add abilities, and that will add all of the abilities and default stuff.
Cool. So
The only thing it will not add is gear, and we'll get to like how load works in this game in a second.
Yep.
Are we going to do this one at a time, or should we all do it at once?
We're kind of doing it all at once, I think.
Cool.
And like talking through and like having a discussion about our choices and things like that.
Well, now you have to come up with another Russian.
Why do we have to come up with another Russian? Oh, because
The heavy.
for the heavy. I mean, it doesn't have to be. It could be.
The Zendiati are very good. So a thing to talk about also here are heritage traits. Those traits, each heritage has 4 traits that you choose from. You choose 2 unless you're a rookie with every inch of blank. Then you get all 4. They all do different mechanical things. But for XP purposes, when we talk about have your heritage or traumas come into play, a lot is did those mechanics get used? That is your heritage XP trigger. There are some different ways to do it, but that's like the most common.
Cool.
You can also just bring it up in the fiction a little bit, but like that, then it needs to be a much harder, like narrative thing.
Yeah, you need to like really hammer it in. Yeah. All right. Cool. Aaron, do you have any feelings about what you'd like to make?
I was originally thinking heavy, but I'm comfortable picking pretty much whatever somebody else isn't doing.
You can pick multiple.
Yeah, we can have like multiple heavies if you want.
Yeah, but I feel like we might be better served having a wider spread.
The only thing to keep in mind is for each different type of mission, you need to have at least one of a specific specialist on it in order to not get a die penalty for the engagement roll. But as long as you're filling out those criteria, you're okay. Multiple soldiers are okay. Multiple sniper, whatever. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't mind the idea of having two different heavies that are maybe like best friends or something, and like take it in different angles. Like I like the idea of like the 2 heavy weapons girls or something, right? Like, but at the same time, and like I don't care about like the problem with having me as a player. Just warning to you all is that I'm going to make suboptimal decisions because they sound fun.
That's fair.
Absolutely.
I will point out that could mean this campaign ends early. Just as a side note, because you can again, like I said, lose Band of Blades.
I mean, I'm what I'm hoping for is we don't lose, but goddamn, it looks like we're going to.
That's very fair. It's very, very fair. I just felt like pointing that out just in case.
I'm actually looking at the
I might
stat.
actually play the medic.
Okay, cool.
Medic's fun.
All right. Well, if Cammy wants to play the medic, then Aaron, you should definitely make a heavy. And
I shall do it.
Also, my at-home game totally started with 2 heavies. They're the heavy weapon bros. They're not actually bros, but they're pretty much bros. Yeah.
They're bros, but not bros.
Yeah.
Like,
bro.
Yeah, they're not gay.
I mean, that one maybe. I don't actually know. Like, I'm more just that they're not actual brothers. Honestly, if those 2 were to like get together with anyone, it would be each other.
Yeah,
So-
fair. I'm kind of actually real tempted to make a. Yeah, I'm feeling scout or officer.
Cool.
What would people like to see me create?
An officer would be interesting.
I can also talk about what type of problems and what type of missions each go on, if you'd like, or like each need to go on, or sort of their sort of jam, if you'd like me to.
Yeah. What? So, what kind of missions do scouts and officers help with?
So, a officer you need an officer on either, if I'm remembering correctly, because this is off the top of my head, I don't want to have to go find it in the book. Scouts need to go on scouting missions or supply missions.
Mhm.
Officers have to go on either. You can send them on other ones, but there needs to be at least one of these on a mission to not get the penalty. Officers are supply mission and assault mission. Actually, let me go and find that because I'm already pretty sure that one is wrong. Let's go and find that real quick. Okay, assault missions. Why is that not listed here? That's sadly annoying. Oh, it's in the Marshall sheet. That would be where that is, because they do. By the way, the Marshall, you always do engagement rolls. As a side note, just so you get to.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, that's fair. So an engagement roll. Whenever you start a mission, the engagement roll determines where you are position-wise when the action starts. So those positions that we talked about earlier, risky, desperate, and controlled, your engagement rolls determines where you start in that category at the start of a mission. And for secondary missions, determines whether or not they succeed or fail or succeed at cost. Because secondary missions are just solved with those. Yeah, that's all stuff. Actually, why am I?
All right. So, given I like the idea of making a button officer then, because of the like additional sway, and it's like friendly. Mark an additional sway when you create the character. Yes, friendly. I'm real tempted to name them Yarrick, but I'm not going to.
Do it.
Although, let me have a look here.
Oh no! I may have to be back very quickly. My mouse just died.
Okay, that's right. We're working on our characters anyway. All right.
Okay.
So,
I will be right back.
I'm gonna pick. I want to know if it does
I will make I think my medic will be alright. They're going to be a scientist, not a religious medic.
Cool. Let's add the abilities for officer.
It adds all of them, but you're only supposed to have one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you just click on it, and it colors red.
Yeah. You tick it. Yeah.
I already know what I'm taking.
Yep. Okay. I'm taking. Oh, I can't decide between mission first. Add the following to at the end of mission XP trigger if anyone died following your orders, or obedience. An NPC squad mate on your orders sacrifices themselves. They die and absorb all the harm from another specialist from one attack. Remember that the Legion takes -1 at morale each time this occurs.
Yeah, good goal.
The first one is very good if you don't want your officer to actually be on the mission, ironically enough. So you send that marshal on a secondary mission because you're most likely you're going to lose them, probably at least one on secondary missions a lot, so you kind of just get XP for them without actually having to like send them on primary missions. So it's a neat little way for them to always be good at going on secondary missions.
I'm going to pick mission first because then I can get XP faster, so that he can take obedience.
That is fair.
Actually, I don't know. What is this person's gender? I'm making the assumption because I was modeling it after Commissar Yarek, but no, she's okay. No, she's evil. It's an evil lady. But cool, great. I got my special ability because I pick one at the start, don't I?
Yes. Yep. So you pick one special ability at the start, and then you have a total of 4 action dots you place wherever you want. Mm-hmm. Mostly saying that for
and that's on top of the ones that you get for
on top of the starting ones. Yep. Correct.
Yep. Oh, we don't get the nice little mouse over with the descriptions of the actions. I mean...
Yeah, that is sadly... Wait, why don't you?
If I mouse over it, I don't... What do I need to mouse over to get it to, like, tell me about the ability?
Are you talking about the specialist skill?
No, I'm in the actions.
Oh, those are just working for me right now.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, mine's working too.
Weird, okay.
The only one that will never do that is the specialist ability. Side note, should talk about those a little bit because those might also affect which specialists you are into. So the specialist ability aren't usually rolled, although I can call for one occasionally. Certain moves will let you spend the uses to do other things, but they each have a use they each have a use that you can spend to do a specific character class thing. So, for example, the heavy can spend an anchor use to increase their scale 1 roll for a single roll. So you're able to go from small to medium scale, and then ergo reduce or increase your harm on stuff. Mm-hmm. Or the medic can spend it to let's see. While in a mission, you may use doctor uses to treat a fellow soldier so they ignore wound penalties for the scene. Things like that. The sniper can spend it to increase the damage they do on a single roll. Stuff like that.
Yep, so specialist action for officer is channels. So we don't roll it, but... its rating determines so like my rating in a specific action determines how often I use channels?
Your rating in the channels action determines how many uses you get of it. And I think this goes without saying, but it's per mission, by the way, not like forever.
I'm my lack of command as an action. I'm like, I guess so, but I guess that's sway.
What do you mean?
Like the command action from Blaze in the Dark.
Command in this game, that's not sway. Command would be marshal.
Escort or a larger group to action.
Marshal is telling people, especially your soldiers, to do a thing. It's so like, let's say you usually take rookies out on a mission. If you want to order your rookies to all shoot a thing, rather than having all the rookies roll to do that, you roll marshal to determine how well they do that. Discipline is if they are scared or broken or things like that, if they are going against orders or not knowing what to do, discipline will get you through that. Sway is convincing them nicely. Sway is being like, hey friend, how you doing?
Alright, I'm going to take an additional point in channels, and I'm going to take... trying to decide between like shoot and wreck.
An interesting thing to point out, for everyone, is I can call for a roll sometimes, but a lot of times, most of the time, I'd say in Blades, You folks actually tell me what you want to roll, and unless I do not think it's possible, and even then I can be like, sure, it's zero effect. We can negotiate, right? I determine your position. You tell me what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I forgot medics have attaché in it now. Yes, that's a new thing for me for medics. They didn't have that for the longest time. It's a real good ability. One of the things I've really wanted to do is take like a sniper and give them the attaché ability.
All right, so
how's everyone doing?
yeah, I've got so I've taken at the end of all my point buying, I have 2 in channels, 1 in skirmish, 2 in martial, 1 in discipline, and 2 in consort. So she is perfectly happy to beat the shit out of a rookie in order to like make a message plain, right? Like,
that is a hell of a prowess resist, but awesome fucking stat line.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
Like, yeah, she
Mine?
You're all done?
I think so.
It's pretty quick to get set up.
Yeah.
What are you? You're playing a heavy?
Yes.
I
I can give you the rundown if you want.
Sure.
Okay. So her name is Crimson Echoing Gale. Tall, beefy. She wears like leather stuff, except for on her arm. She's like just full like plate mail on there for better punching. Pretty colorful in general. Like she's always coloring something just because. Like a bird, basically. She wants to be a bird. Generally jovial, a little bit protective of people. So for the heritage or whatever, I picked the Panyar. And it said to pick 2 traits. So I picked quick, which makes me fast and quiet with normal load, and strange, which gives me +2 dice to resist corruption.
Yep.
So I picked for her past. She used to kind of scavenge around, usually in really weird ruined areas. So she's kind of learned how to resist some of the funky crap that can come up.
So I'm going to take this as an opportunity to talk about Panyar, because Panyar
are cool.
Rad. So. Panyar come from a place called Panya, which is, you can't really see it and you're not going to go there, but it's down here. It's a little forest down here in the corner. Panya, unlike the rest, aren't you're not born a Panyar ever. A person becomes a Panyar when you live in the Panyar like sacred forest. I forget its name off the top of my head, for 14 years, and then you get an animal trait, because that's how you get those. And so like that's how some, like, anyone that goes and lives in that forest can become Panyar. And then how their names work. The first name is the name given to them by their mother. If you're named Silver, you're an orphan. If you're named Black, you for some reason or somehow like betrayed your people type deal, you're an outcast. Your middle name is like an adolescent name. It's what your elder gave that to you in your like teen years, and the last name is a deed name. You did something to get that last bit.
Gotcha. Okay. I may have to tweak the name a little bit. Okay, is there a list of all the different colors and what they mean?
No, it's just those 2 that have like special significance. The rest are just like I think my favorite Panyar names we've come up with were Green Shimmering or Emerald Shimmering Star and Silver Crashing Starlight or Moonlight.
That's kind of rad.
Silver Crashing Moonlight was a good one.
Is there a look options list from?
I do not believe we have a look options. Just name stuff. DOB does not give look options.
So where would I note animal traits? Sorry.
Probably
if
in
you
look.
would, down there in the notes.
Yeah, cool. David, do you know what special ability you're picking for your sniper?
Yeah, I'm picking sharpshooter. I can push myself to do one of the following: make a ranged attack at extreme distance beyond what's normal for the weapon, or I can unleash a barrage of rapid fire to suppress the enemy. Seems good for all round.
Yeah. Sharpshooter's a good one.
Yeah.
I've got Adhikar Khatri is our Barton officer, and her look is scary-eyed, and her and she is both stoic and vicious, and has taken the mission first special ability. I should mark that I've got vicious. Great, good job, team.
Could you also mark your special abilities, or not special abilities, rather, but your traits?
Where do they go? Because I've got no special abilities.
Click Barton, and you'll get a drop down.
Oh, I didn't get it from that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
When I clicked it, it didn't do it. That's interesting. But yeah, now I've got it. Cool. I'll take them out of special abilities then.
Cool.
What does
Question? Yeah.
one campaign action? What does boosting one campaign action do as a ability?
Well, so if you were to do liberties, everyone in this legion would clear 3 stress. If you have that, you could spend it to instead of clearing 3 stress on only you would clear all of your stress. Or you would heal more, or whatever. If the downtime action affects your specialist personally, they are able to boost it for them.
Okay, right. Cool. So I've got stoic and vicious. Great.
It's not one that it's often to get you XP, but it'll get you in missions a lot more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, did you want to talk to us about load?
Yes, load is a thing I should mention. Thank you for reminding me. So, unlike any other Blades in the Dark game where it's based off the number of things you're carrying, there's 3 options, and that will determine you'll have probably a choice. So I'll just, if you scroll down to say I'm on the sniper, so let's go with sniper. If you're playing a sniper and you go for normal load, you will get gun maintenance kit, armor, black shot, ammo, and either 2 fine pistols or long rifle. You get the box you ticked and everything below it,
right?
Plus utility stuff.
Right.
And this is all decided before the mission.
Yes.
Yeah.
Certain missions have a thing to say about what load you take. If you go heavy load on a scout mission, you'll get negative to the engagement roll if anyone starts it.
All right. So you're not doing the regular Blades thing where you're like, I have this with me.
No, it is. So in this one, because it's a milsim sort of thing almost, it's more it's more what can we afford to give you more than what can you carry.
Yeah.
So if you scroll down, office soldiers get to make certain stuff they get fine and just get to carry a bunch more because they've been doing this for a lot longer, so that they just know essentially. This is a weird comparison, but anyone see anyone have read the book Holes? Anyone?
No.
There's a scene where a kid gets in a fight because someone took his shovel, and he took it because it's an inch shorter, so it's better. And they're essentially that. They know what gear is theirs, sort of deal.
Yep. Cool. All right. So, but we picked that at the start of the mission, not now.
Correct.
Yeah.
Got it.
Great. Awesome. Well, then I think I've got everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the sheet for the heavy... never mind. I'm an idiot.
Yes.
Sorted
That emotion. I know that emotion well.
Nailed it. I was looking at the medic stuff, and I was like, these items don't match up with the sheet. We're good. Oh, so... stats.
Yeah.
I I put 1 into anchor, 1 into scout, 2 rec, 2 skirmish, 1 maneuver, and 1 marshal.
Whew. One anchor always makes me nervous, but it lets you get 2 skirmish and 2 stuff early, so it's good.
I'm debating whether or not I want that. Well, see, the scout is good because I can be sort of useful there and get a better insight.
Well, so it's your call. One of my goals for this game is very much not to tell people stuff because I've played this game a lot more.
Yeah. You don't. You want to let us make decisions and learn from them.
Yep.
Yeah.
My goal is to punch stuff like real good.
Yeah.
Punch it so it stays punched.
Oh, I will say, I did mean to mention, when you said leather armor, are you not going to take heavy armor a lot? Because the only reason I bring it up is because if you're in heavy armor, but it's fictionally light armor, that doesn't necessarily work. Because sometimes taking heavy armor has consequences. Like, if I throw you into a river and you've marked heavy armor but said you're wearing light, it's a bit of a disconnect.
So I think the way that she normally operates, like that's her I'm hanging out at camp setup. Like leather stuff. And these gauntlets are just on all the time because you never know when you might need to punch something just clear in half.
That's fair. Huh. I just wanted to bring it up so I wasn't confused.
Oh no, that's absolutely fair.
I was gonna ask, Cammy, how you doing?
How's medic?
I think I'm good. I'm quite Hadrian Garossi, the Orite medic, but attaché obviously, and not today, which lets me just stop people from dying. I spend a doctor point and stop people from dying. I've got 2 in doctor, 2 in research by default. I put 2 in tinker. I put 1 in rec because I want to rig explosives and stuff. So tinker is for shooting things and rec is for blowing things up?
Correct. Rec is also shooting siege equipment.
Aha.
Yeah. And then I've got... So when I clicked stern, was it supposed to auto-update my discipline with an extra mark? Or
I don't... Did you put 2 in discipline, or do you start with?
I start with 1, and I put 1 in there.
In which case, yeah, that doesn't actually bump you up. It's a max of 2. So I would suggest not putting a manual one.
I put it in there because it didn't autofill.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, it doesn't autofill. I misunderstood.
And we pick gear at the start of the mission.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I think I will often take the medium gear just because it gives me a lot more medical supplies and I get a gun.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so in the utility gear there is a musket. Yeah.
Not on my list. But
it may have changed. Musket, pistol, that's sniper though. Let me see if it's different for the medic. Let me also...
I think it makes sense for the medic to have a pistol, not a rifle, not a musket.
Oh yeah, no, okay. Interesting. I thought those are universal, but they're not. Coolio. Yeah, you don't start with if you take light load, you don't get a weapon. Unless it's like a hand weapon, so like a sword. That's amazing.
Also, is breech load the right term for flintlock?
No, they're technically separate things.
Yeah.
A flintlock is sort of
So we're using old terminology on kind of new technology. So it's a breech loading musket.
So there's it's not... I say breech load. That's how I picture it because I don't. There's muskets aren't often like there's a lot of pistols and stuff in my head. It can that sort of thing can change a little bit for different people. I think if you asked me or someone else that plays, we might have said like a different thing. Breech load's just typically how I picture it.
Got it.
It says in the item description for musket, breech loaded ball ammo or primitive shells. So you've covered your base.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, the like breech loading for like ball ammo with like is actually like really fucking weird because it's got like it tends to have the little like cap, like reusable cap.
Yeah.
It's super weird.
However, orates exist, so sometimes when guns pop up, they're weird and oddly functional. Like in a gun with a clip with multiple shots per second is possible if it's an orate gun. So
Yep.
that's shit. Alchemists can do.
Yep. Nah, I'm just like lost on looking at like all of these ridiculous breech loading designs.
Yeah, it's a thing I've done occasionally. How's everyone looking?
I'm pretty much done for officer.
Yeah, my guy's done.
Yep. Can everyone please update their name on the sheet?
Also,
sheet?
The marshal has one thing left to do. Marshal, you make the 5th character. You start with 5 specialists. So you get to just pick another specialist you want and make them.
Which one don't we have?
We don't have a scout currently.
You do not have a scout presently. That doesn't mean you have to make one. Snipers can go.
I'll make one just for completionist's sake.
All right, that's fair.
What can we be working on in the meantime? Is there anything else?
I honestly do not believe there is anything left to do.
All right, cool. Well, how about we let Cammy work on her scout, and we'll take another early break because we're like doing real good for time, and then like that gives us lots of time for some actual play once we get back in.
Fantastic.
We can actually
Cool.
start. We can go into the breach, as it were. And we're back. And we have we've got a scout.
Yay!
So, Cammy, can you just put on your two characters there, what in their name, what their role is, and also give them some what's what I'm looking for? Pronouns. Pronouns are the word I was looking for. Do you want to introduce your scout for us, Cam? You're muted.
Because I get the scout for being martial, I thought it would make sense for them to be kind of know each other, and so I made the scout a Zemyati as well, who is also stylish and also grizzled. And his name is Boyev Zenich.
Nice. And what have they got?
They've got an extra rank in. They're tough, so they ignore level 1 harm penalties because you have to be a tough scout. And they're bold because I imagine scouts get in desperate actions a lot.
Awesome.
And then I took the ready for anything ability, which costs 0 stress to do flashbacks. So that'll be good. I think it does something for side missions as well.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, if we've got all of our characters, we could we could do the thing. We could do some role playing.
Coolio. Let me get.
People keep muting for some reason.
Yeah, I muted myself for a second because my scroll wheel makes a very loud noise.
Yeah,
I had to scroll down. So I was just like, let me done. Okay, so first things first is I need to talk to our marshal in a second, but I'm gonna read a thing.
I'm the newest and I have so much to do.
You do. Well, it's okay. The quartermaster will take that over for you in a second.
Yeah, you've just got a lot for like the starting. But that said, like all of the stuff that you're having to do is not like heaps of blade stuff. It's just like stuff
which is
that
why I was like, the martial
banded
actually
blade
works
stuff.
very well for you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna read some stuff now. So let me move it onto this so I can actually look at the camera.
Let's all put our reading hats, our listening hats on.
With the crafting of Blackshot, the undead armies have been at a standstill in the Western Kingdoms, too well entrenched to attack directly and held at bay by smaller but better equipped forces. That changed at the Battle of Edinmark Fields. Now the Legion has been shattered and the Cinder King's troops march east, bolstered with heretofore unseen horrors to fight against humanity. The Legion commander was captured holding the retreat and taken to an Aldermani mountain castle on the border of Dar. The red banners of the Cinder King were sighted by scouts entering the keep, and Zora claims a special interrogator was sent to turn the commander with his mind intact. The generals have decided on one last-ditch rescue attempt. Castles aren't meant to be breached, but there is a drainage pipe beneath the mountain that might provide a way in. Can you rescue the commander before he is turned, and all Legion secrets extracted from him, or end him before it's too late? Can you make it out alive? We play to find out. So, that's your starting mission. Hi, Commander, you've been captured.
Oh, good. Okay. Pressure's off then. Fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep,
great.
Yep,
awesome.
Yes?
Oh, no, I was going to be like, yeah, cool, awesome. Like, that means that, and then I was like, oh, wait. No, like, I got Cammy, like the marshal and the commander mixed up.
So, here's the thing. I'll have another thing to read in a second, but I just want to make sure I have some stuff ready real quick, which I believe I do. So yeah, that's your first mission. Usually how it would work is you'd give me priority and secondary missions and stuff, but the first one is dictated to you because you're not even on the Western Front yet. There's a thing you have to do, and we're going to do the thing.
Because you love your commander and you want to free him.
Yeah. One more thing to read, and then we'll start talking about engagement roles and stuff. So, the rain and thunder is punctured by howls of undead above. The rainwater exits the drainage pipe. Your chosen will lead an assault on the main gates as a distraction shortly. This is a stealth and speed mission. Get in, get the commander, get out. Whatever you do, don't let the undead learn all the Legion secrets. Do not fail. So, I need from Cami, we need to set up an engagement role. Also, what characters are going on this mission? You get to play. You can bring 4 specialists if you want to for this mission. There will also be a rookie squad. You can also play rookies and start gaining XP on them if you want. So, what characters do you want to bring?
Which one is the one that we need to get the bonus for an engagement roll?
So this is an assault mission, so you need either a heavy, or a sniper, or an officer. You only need one, but you can bring more.
I almost think for the first mission we should bring everyone.
Yeah.
Minus one of them.
Yeah, because we don't have 5 characters. We only have 4. So
Yes.
like,
Good point, yeah.
We don't need to scout. Because we are assaulting the castle.
Sort of. Like, you don't need to scout, like, in a grand sense, but scouts also act as, like, your stealth one a lot. So it's really just, like I said, it is a stealth mission, so it's sort of what you want to prioritize. You can just charge through.
I think we should prioritize playing each character.
yeah, definitely. Like for the first episode, I think that makes sense.
Sure, I just meant like the scout counts as one of those characters. Is I guess what I meant. I guess we haven't talked about this. Character ownership is a odd thing in this game. You won't always be playing one of the characters you made. So that's like, and there will be more characters added. So, and sometimes characters you made will be played by other people, and you'll be playing another character you made. It's all a little fucked. So, Marshall.
So I am making a squad, right?
I have the squads, the like iconic squads up at the top, and you just get to name 4 people or 5 people in one of those. I like to do it. We name them as they're brought up. You don't have to name them all right now, but you can if that's something you want to do. But really, all I need from you is to pick the 4 specialists you're bringing, if you're bringing 4 specialists, and pick one of those squads.
So I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm not grokking that. What do we? So what does Cam need to pick?
Squad?
Wait, say again.
What does Cam need to pick?
So if you look up at the rookies tab,
Yep.
there are squads that contain 5 rookies.
Grinning Ravens, Star Viper, Ember Wolves, Shattered Lions, Ghost Elf. Right, cool. That's because they're not listed as squads; they're listed as like rookies. I think that's
sure, that's fair. I put them as rookies. I can change that name. That's fine. I can.
Yeah, no, it's just that's just like no.
I don't know what should have happened, but okay.
That's okay. But yeah, like that's cool. So do we then drag them into the squads then?
I'm not seeing that.
Let me have a look at.
Specialists are never part of squads. They operate separately.
Yep. Right, cool.
You just bring a squad of rookies and/or soldiers with you.
Yep. The reason that Cammy's not seeing them is because they're not in her journal. So.
I apologize.
Now I'm seeing squads.
Yeah, I'm adding them in.
Cool.
I apologize. I forgot to do that bit.
Yeah. So that's why it's confusing, is because we can't actually see it. Cool, great. So we've So we pick a squad, and then we also can take some specialists if we want.
The squad is like I said, you on most missions you'll bring 2 specialists and a single squad. Mm-hmm. So 2 people will usually be playing rookies. This is a special case where you get to bring as many specialists as you want, as well as a squad.
Yep. All right, I'm going to just look at...
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Where is it? track squads and specialists. Hang on to the specialist sheet. Mark losses, wounds, veteran status, etc. Fill out the details. So
I think we'll take all of our personal specialists and then the biggest squad we can.
Minus, they're all 5 squad. They're all 5.
yeah, they're all 5. They're all 5. They're just I haven't ticked them all for you yet.
It's okay. We just we can just bring one. Like the one has the Grinning Raven has all of them named.
Yeah,
and
I like
everybody
Grinning
can see them.
Raven. That sounds rad.
That sounds cool.
Cool.
All right.
Which specialists are you not bringing? Since there are 5.
Where's
We're not bringing the Scout.
cool?
Okay.
Where's the section for selecting squads in it's cultures and line and timeline sheet. Name the rookies, fill one squad. Oh, that's the bit at the start. Where's the bit for like selecting squads at the start of a mission?
It's really the marshal just picks one. Like it's not where let me grab it real quick.
Is there a pre-made sheet for the squads? Because I just put a table in my notes.
What do you mean?
Like no, there isn't, Cammy. That's cool. Yeah, I'm just trying to find where in the rules it says like pick the squads at the start of a mission.
It's just part of the.
I think it's on in the Marshall playbook.
So I've got fill a squad. So we've done that.
Yeah,
Below that, your duties during game.
yeah,
Track morale, track squad and specialists, appraise the other generals, decide who's in charge. It's just that it's, I guess, assign who goes on mission. Decide which specialists and squads go on based on the requirements.
Okay,
It's the last one at the bottom.
Yeah. Decide which specialists and squads go on the require. Yep, cool. Right. Cool, awesome.
So I think I follow.
So you get to pick who goes on the mission, whether that's squads or specialists. Where do we find out the requirements? Where is that?
So for the assault mission, I remember the assault mission one. I actually couldn't find it in the book a second ago, but I know it's there. I'm just missing it. However, if you go down and click notes and click engagement, that's all the rest of the engagement rules. You should be able to see that, everyone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone can see that.
Assault mission requires you require specialist wise the officer, heavy, or sniper. You're bringing one of those. You're actually bringing
On each assault
3
mission.
of them.
All of those, I think, yeah.
So, Cammy, would you please click engagements and read before every mission for me?
So
Down in notes.
in that same journal tab, in notes, there's a thing called engagements.
Ask each of the following.
Yeah.
Before every
Okay,
mission.
so has the quartermaster equipped the soldiers with black shot?
Read the top one first,
So
too.
before every mission,
Wait, sorry, yes, sorry, I thought that was in the.
Yeah, before every mission.
Yeah, assemble the engagement rule. Are all the missions oath sworn to the Legion?
Are all on the mission notes sort of like yeah. Are they?
So does that mean they're all legion? They're all part of the Legion?
Yeah. So the answer is no to this would be if you're bringing, say, like a mercy because they're not technically legionnaires or some other thing,
Yep.
or if there's dissent in the ranks.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah.
I'd say we're all sworn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did the commander spend 1 intel to give us foresight and info?
Well, he's a little busy, you see.
Yeah.
There's also 0 intel currently, so 0.
Yeah.
Everyone on the mission is a specialist, so that's +1.
Specialist or soldier? No.
Because the
The
crew
rookies
is-
aren't soldiers.
The rookies aren't soldiers. Yeah.
Okay. Leadership. Does any soldier distrust or not fear the leadership enough to obey orders on the battlefield? No.
No.
By the way, the leader is de facto the officer, if there is one. Just
Yeah,
so
I mean,
everyone
yeah.
knows.
And-
They should all fucking fear the fear Adhikar.
I
like,
respect you. I
Yeah.
respect you.
I mean, yeah.
And the parameters are required specialists or equipment not on the mission.
No, that's
We aren't
you're
taking
good.
it, so we don't take a negative.
Now the assault mission one.
So do we get to take black shot?
Quartermaster?
Quartermaster, did we take Blackshot?
Okay, so it's supposed to be a
Yes.
sneaking mission, so I'm not sure if we want to spend it because we only have 3 charges of it.
Oh,
But,
you
I
do.
mean-
Like it's
Yeah.
you only have 3 charges. This is what it's for. There's no point in really hanging on to it for other stuff except for like refilling more like it's this is like what it's there to do. You could you can do supply missions to get more of it, right?
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, as long as we don't need it for a boss fight later, and I'm going to regret using it now.
Nah, you're all good.
That's fine then. Yes. I will open up a crate.
So we do have Black Shot, and we don't have any wounds.
Correct. So, would you do me a favor? Everyone, by the way, because the quartermaster spent Black Shot for this mission, everyone gets an additional brace of Black Shot for this mission that doesn't count towards their load. Like, it's not one they have to actually pick.
Cool.
So, if I'm remembering correctly, that's 1, 2, that is... No, 3, right? Yeah, it looks like 3 to me. Are all our surrounded Legion? Yes. No, you're right. It is just 2.
It's 2? Okay, alright.
Quartermaster, your roll.
Wait, Quartermaster or...
So I have to roll.
Quartermaster or Marshal?
Marshall rolls the engagement dice, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Marshal rolls the engagement dice.
So just roll 2d6?
Yep, roll 2d6,
2d6.
take the highest. 5.
So 5. Risky position. Awesome. So, I think going in at this point, like I said earlier, it's been thundering and storming. It's been getting progressively more like heavy as the Legion approached the keep. You don't hear the sound of battle start yet, but you know it's bound to start soon. The grate that blocks the drainage pipe was fairly easily pulled off by one of you. Who's at the front?
I assume I would be somewhere in the front.
Yeah, I was thinking like heavy is probably at the front somewhere.
Cool.
And I am built to rip grates off of other things. I am great at it.
Oh,
Cool.
Also,
Awesome.
I'm curious, when do we choose load? Should we do that now?
Oh, that's totally fair. I forgot.
Right.
Yeah.
Not
just
that I'm gear-oriented at all, but I'm totally gear-oriented.
if everyone would like to pick their load, there's no penalties or not. It's fictional stuff mostly. Everyone, would you pick your load real quick?
Yep, sure.
I'm going heavy or normal for me, actually.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna go light.
Awesome.
And then I'm gonna choose. I've got a hand weapon already, so I'm gonna take.
If somebody could take a lantern, that'd probably be handy. Just
Yeah, I'll take a lantern, and also,
As I mentioned before, you get whatever you ticked box-wise, stuff below it, and then 2 utility options.
plus we've got Black Shot. You said for
Yes,
Quartermaster.
including an extra brace of black shot.
Yep.
all right. Well, I'll just. Do I tick those? So yeah, I'll tick that. That's one shot. Yeah. Instead of-
One brace, so it's
It's 3
3
shots.
shots.
Okay. Yep. Cool. Great. Well, I'll just tick that then because I didn't have it ticked anyway. Cool.
You good, Cammy?
Yeah. So under where it says your class, you pick you highlight one of the boxes and it'll add items to your stuff.
Do you see the little cog up at the top? Should be around there.
Let me have a look. You're on the.
Do I go show playbook item such and such?
Let me have a look at the medic sheet for you that you've got because you're taking the medic. Yeah. All right. Just in where it says playbook next to Band of Blades. click on that and just type the word medic. And yeah.
Right, it's clever like that.
It's real clever. Yep.
FF did a good job with these.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any questions, Cammy? You good?
So I get black shot and 2 other things.
Yeah. You said you're going normal or heavy?
Normal because I want my gun.
Cat.
Yeah, I'm going normal.
Yeah, I've gone light because I feel like some people should.
One
Sure.
of us has a lantern.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will bring a reliquary.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, part of the strange pipe, like I said earlier, it's like built into the side of the mountain. So you're kind of going underneath it as you're going through. So it gets like colder as you progress, and you're going like slightly uphill, and the stairs are super like the water sort of trickles down these stairs and make it like slick, right? And as you're going through, let me grab character names real quick again. Heavy Crimson Echoing Gale. You're going through sort of slowly. What's your weapon of choice?
I've got a few. I think for this one, with my normal load, I've got a fine large weapon. So I think it's just this really huge, like, sword. Not quite the size of her, but like it's definitely like a two-hander.
Sure, nice, awesome. So I think you're walking through, and like as you're going up, you eventually hit like a level part, and the water gets deeper, right? And you're sort of just like you're probably about, I'd say, knee deep in it. And as you're going through, you step on something, and it's like it's like a little rat, and it's freaking out and like biting at your feet and stuff, like trying to, like, it's not actually hurting you, but I think you hear other squeaks from when Stoutman starts squeaking out from down the corridor, and you see these like shambling figures in the distance a little bit, and they all just sort of look to you. Yeah.
Good. Black shot probably makes noise. That's not great. How far away are they?
Oh, probably. You're not the one with the lantern, right?
That'll be the officer.
Officer is the one with the lantern. I'm holding it like aloft and like as close and like casting light as best as possible, though.
Sure. I'd say about like 10, 20 feet.
Okay.
Are we supposed to do a quartermaster roll?
No.
All the quartermaster stuff is after the mission.
It's
aside
between
from,
missions, yeah.
do we bring black powder?
Yep. Yeah, I think I like lean forward and I'm like, looks like trouble, Heavy. You gonna step up?
I'm already in the front. Give me a second. And I think as best as I can do in knee-deep water, I'm gonna slosh over there. And how many are there?
You can see so you're going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's about, I'd say, 6.
Okay.
So as you get closer, by the way, they look. Picture a person that you tossed to a bunch of ravenous wolves and just let them gnaw on them for a few hours, maybe a day, and then they got back up. They're like missing chunks. You see rats crawling inside them, and like that's what was squeaking when you stepped in the one, right? And they all have these like beady red eyes that just stare at you as you get closer, and they all start like lunging towards you.
Huh. Okay.
What's your plan here?
Well, I'm going to use like the flat part, this ridiculous sword, and I'm gonna try to hit one in with it, just like center of mass, and see if I could send it sailing into the other ones and like take multiple ones out.
Sure, it sounds like a skirmish roll to me.
Yeah, and I have my War Machine ability where I can
You
push
can-
myself and perform a feat of physical force that verges on the superhuman.
Aha!
Sure. Is that a thing you want to do currently?
Yes.
Cool. So those abilities trigger immediately when you push yourself. Like you don't have to push yourself again if you're planning on to. So you do get the bonus dice, or like, or you can push for effect. But yeah, that sounds like a skirmish roll to me.
Okay.
If you're pushing yourself, you can't be helped if you're. Oh no, you can be assisted.
You can be assisted if you're
take a devil's
pushing.
bargain.
Correct.
Yeah, because like if you want assistance, like if we're punching these fuckers, right? Like if we're going in and like and like getting up close and personal, I think Adhikar is like happy to assist with that, right? Like I think as you like run as you like go for it, I think she's going to throw the lantern at one of them and just like fucking like yeah.
So, this sound. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, would that count as a shoot? No, she doesn't have to roll because
I have to roll. And
Yeah,
just
it's just
assist.
giving you a dice.
Yeah.
Okay. I have an idea for that instead. Then maybe.
Would you like my assistance? Like she's just gonna
Yes.
like throw shit at them.
Well, I was going to. I think I was gonna say, like, if we discussed, like, you would help me out. I think I reach in my pack and hand you my flare gun.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, I've got a flare gun anyway, right? Like, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want our only lantern to fall in the water.
Yeah, no,
is
that's
all.
fine.
But
Yeah.
hey, I'm busy doing smash things up here. So
Yeah.
however you want to help, I appreciate.
Yep. Cool. Right. So I'm helping out with like just throwing random shit at them.
Sure.
I pick up the rat that's been like crushed by her foot, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, like,
Yeah, this is why we're afraid of you. You do weird, nasty things.
So, to me, you have tier on them effectively because you're in fine armor with a fine weapon. But they have scale on you. Because it's essentially 6v1 right now because you charged ahead.
Mm-hmm.
so this
Tier-
is for effect, isn't it? Like,
Yeah. I'm still gonna say like the scale doesn't help. I mean, not the scale, but like the quality doesn't help super much because of like how much they kind of outnumber you, right?
Yeah, like is there a thing in Band of Blades where it's like where it tells you kind of what defaults to being most important first, or
No, it's not. It's a case by case basis,
yeah,
right?
cool.
Sometimes the
The quality isn't going to overcome the numbers here. Then no.
yes is sort of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, then perhaps it's time for my anchor ability to come into play.
You can do that, or were you going to use that push for effect or for dice?
Oh, extra dice is always really good though, but I have an extra die. So let's make it extra effect then, and I won't have to use my one anchor.
That's probably a good call. So I think that pushes up from limited to standard. I think you're at not effect, but yeah. So
Position?
limited to standard. I think it's probably standard effect then as well.
And risky, controlled, or desperate?
I think this is risky. Like right, like you did a risky thing. You pushed. They're sort of forced to funnel at you a little bit because the drainage pipe isn't super wide. So this is probably the better way to do it, but like it's still not good for you.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna turn this little hallway into an undead blunderbuss. You ready? 6.
As a 6, yeah. So yeah, you kill. I'd say at least like 4 of them as they start shambling towards you, right? Like how do you do that? So like I said, they look like, again, they're missing entire chunks of them, right? Like they're still like you can see the muscles still under there, right? Like the muscle moves when they do and stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's just just solid hit straight to the center, maybe the first one or two, and then the impact sort of shrapnelizes them at the ones behind.
Sure. So the other two are like staggered by the time the rest of them gets up. The rest of you, what are you doing?
I'm I'm basically providing cover fire and looking the other direction. Someone's got to watch our back.
Sure.
I can watch our back because I don't have shoot or skirmish, so I'll watch our back and maybe set up. Can I set up like a trap or something?
Like set up a trap in case someone gets behind you?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. With what?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like that. You gotta like have things to set traps up with. Yeah.
What about you, officer?
Yeah. So did you? So like, how many of them? Some of them are
There's
damaged,
6.
and then
Yeah,
six?
like there's like 2 left. The rookies behind you are like holding their guns. Like, what do we do? Like, right? Like they're unsure if they should fire or not yet.
Okay. So what I do is I yell. What I yell is so yeah. Adhikar is like, shoot, but don't shoot me, as she runs forward to like.
That's gonna be so loud.
Cool. That sounds like a marshal to me.
Yeah, sure. I
This is
would
just-
like.
Crazy eyes Draugr again.
Actually,
But-
you know what? I think she's just good point. We're trying to be sneaky. I'm just gonna run forward and like just fucking. I'm gonna pull out my I'm gonna draw my saber, and I'm just going to like launch into one and just be like, right, like and just be like,
Sure.
which bits of this look like they'll come off easily?
So sort of like they're. I was about to say they almost look frail, except like there's this hunger in their eyes, right? Like, and even when the heavy like swung at one, there was like a bit of resistance, right? Like the only reason she was able to just forward through several of them is because of how fucking big she is, right?
Yeah.
So like, I imagine the one you're looking at probably has like you could probably lob off that neck with a good
Yeah,
swing.
I'm like, I can see vertebra. That you know what would go nicely between
Weak spot.
those? Steel. So yeah, I think she's gonna try and like use a combination of like sword stabbing and kick and like kicking in the chest to like see if she can pop a head off.
Sure. The heavy's in the fight with you. There's only 2 of them. I'm gonna say like risky standard. It's still
Yep. Hey, heavy. Do you wanna give me do you wanna back me up and we can tag team this? Like, that's not what I meant to do. Do you want to help me out? Crimson Echoing Gale, you're muted. That's what the problem is.
Aha.
Yes. I was going to say, do you want me to throw you at one of them?
Yes, please.
Speedball special.
Yep, cool, excellent. So I've got an assist from that. Do you want to give me Devil's Bargain? Is there one on the table? Because like I'm happy for
yeah.
like the rookies to not know what the fuck to do when their captain runs when their officer runs forward.
no. So I have one here for sure. Okay, so I think you might know those rats I mentioned. So when you get lobbed at them, when our heavy, when Crimson like cut through them, all those rats didn't go die, right? And they're kind of upset that you're killing their meal ticket. So they're gonna they're gonna start jumping on you and like biting you. 2 corruption.
Oh yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, sick. Yeah. Where do I mark that?
There should be a tracker under stress.
Oh yeah, I see it. Shit, 2 corruption is a lot, like straight off the bat.
Remember, we have our chosen on our side.
Yes, we don't have the ability that clears
The
corruption yet.
ability you didn't take yet.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. Well, you're screwed.
All right, cool. I'm gonna fuck up some chumps. Risky standard, bonus dice 2. Let's do it.
Nice. Yeah,
Fuck
I
yeah.
think like right. You go through one. How like you just lob off the first one's head. How do you kill the second?
The other one, I'm definitely like just like kicking into into Crimson, right? And then Crimson's like just taking the blow.
Sure.
And like, so it's like that. It's the like setup. Like that's the assist, right? That's the setup attack.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, those two go down relatively easily. I think at this point, like there's like I said, those rats start jumping on you and biting you and sinking, like clawing at you, and you're going to take that to corruption, but no harm or anything.
And I tear them off myself, and then I turn to the rookies and I'm like, "Why aren't you shooting?" And then one of them's like,
I
"We're
would like
supposed to be
discipline the
quiet."
rookie.
Yeah.
First, I think at that second, you hear a scream that you would swear was coming from right like next to you if you didn't know that was Zora. And you hear several explosions. I think the siege begins.
Sick.
So, yeah, I'm going to tick that 3 times. This clock, by the way, is the actually it should be ticked twice already because that is a 10 clock.
Yep.
1, 2. So, if you what was I going to say? Frick. Anyways,
I'll say frick on this channel.
Anyways, what discipline the rookies? How? Like, what's your?
I'm. So, I think as a disciplined medic, and knowing that the officer is a bit kooky, as officers tend to be,
She's not cookie.
I'm going to just because I'm near them, I'm with them while the others are at the front.
Sure.
And because I'm their medic, I'm going to be like, the less quiet, the less noise we make, the less hurt you get.
So I guess what do you want out of this role?
I want them to not panic.
For on like the next thing that happens, like they'll be ready for whatever comes next.
Yes, I want them to focus.
Sure. Yeah, I could see a discipline here. Sure. It sounds controlled. Like they weren't super scared. Like you're those two handled that very, very quickly. Very
Yeah, I think
cleanly.
Kami's trying to discipline them against whatever madness might come from seeing their officer be a.
Covered in rats.
Yeah, true. Yep.
Ooh, that's a fair point. The rats are a fair point. I still don't think this is controlled. Like it's not you're not in super serious danger of them freaking out on you right now. Controlled standard. So yeah, I think like you yell at them and try to get them to steel their nerves. What's the what are, I guess since you're talking to all of them, what are their names? Marshall?
Yeah, Marshall gets to name them.
Grinning ravens are comprised of Dronk, Ostra, Effikeg, Essel, and Druxedge. Druxedge.
Are they the random names?
You know, those guys.
Those are just the random names.
You can name them if you want to.
I will name them. Can I name them next time?
Sure. Just give me the main one you're talking to. I guess
also,
for now.
My character
really
did
like-
something really nasty. Ugh.
I really like Manage Dronk as a name, so we'll go with that.
Dronk
So-
is his name, yeah.
Keep it together, Dronk.
I think is like, yes, ma'am. And just like does the Legion salute. I don't think you like. They're not panicking now. I don't think like. I do not believe that if they see rats again, they'll freak out. But that's probably not like going to last past much else. Partial, I guess. They're still not, their needles haven't been steeled. So you kill those as a group and you push forward. The drainage pipe, as far as you were told, is going to end up being like a few like it splits off in a few different directions to put you in different parts of the keep, right? The part you're trying to get to, according to the plan, is behind the main keep, and like you're going to be put on the grounds rather than like there's probably one closer to the front, and you're trying to avoid that one at all costs, right? So like, there's a bit of confusion though, because you didn't have necessarily a map of the place or anything. It's just like standard stuff. So like, how are you planning to get to where you're trying to go? Is I guess my question.
Can we look at like the kind of? Can we look at the sewage, essentially, at the runoff, and determine like which one's coming from? Maybe if the siege has started, then the one coming from the front is going to be filled with blood and stuff.
Yes.
I mean, fair. That sounds like a research role to me, actually.
What is our position?
Controlled. It's not a super big threat at the moment.
What is
So
our
it's standard.
effects?
It's a neat plan. 4. So the thing is, your plan was where the blood is coming from isn't super helpful. Mostly because there's a lot of it down here the further you get on. Like, you see it sort of get distilled, so it comes out kind of just, like, tinted almost. Like, you could have almost said it was, like, muddy water at first. But the further you get down, the more you start seeing, like, chunks of people just sort of everywhere. But I think it leads you enough to that, like, there's definitely, you definitely have a better sense of direction, right? Like, you're not going to end up being completely off course.
Now that we've
So
got
yeah,
oh, sorry. Now that we've got a hint of that, could I make a scout roll
sure.
just to get an idea of, like, so places like this are built usually to some kind of a plan. Now I've got an idea of what direction. Can I, like, dial us into a?
Yeah, I'll consider that. I'll consider that a setup for your action.
Yeah. Right.
So your scout will have greater effect.
Yep. All right. What am I rolling?
This is risky.
Yep.
Risky, great effect though.
Cool. No bonuses.
Nope.
Cool.
4. So, I imagine this has you splitting off a little bit, right? Like,
A little bit
you're
going
on.
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. So I think you go on ahead, and you're not the one with the torch anymore. And the further you get down this path, you start, like, the rainwater starts getting more, like, sort of it's a bit, like, rougher. Like, it's the water's going a bit faster. Again, that smell of meat gets more pungent. And I think what ends up happening is that you see at the back, like, you see the grate that's going to lead you up above ground, right?
Yep.
But there are a bunch of, like, there's essentially three of those nod I mentioned earlier.
Yep.
And then there is this big wolf, right? And like it's like, I think it was chewing on a corpse or something, like at the moment. And like you notice, like when you like see that, when you see it, you like kind of look at it all, its stomach has been like essentially looks split open, right? Like it's swallowing meat and things that's just coming back out.
Yum. Fantastic.
And I think it smells you is the risky thing. I think it like starts sniffing around.
Right. I will carefully, slowly move back far enough that I can tell people, the rest of the squad, what's happening up ahead.
That sounds like a resistance to me. You're trying to resist it, like catching wind of you.
Yep.
How? So this is a few ways. You can. The only thing that doesn't straight up make sense to me, there can't be a resolve resist. The other two, a prowess resist is resisting something via like physical action. So if you just want to back away quickly enough that it confuses your scent with something else, that could be prowess. If you insight resist, you could have like covered yourself in sewage or something to mask your scent a little bit.
Let's go with prowess, thanks.
Sure.
So I'm just rolling straight prowess.
Roll the attribute. Yeah.
No bonus dice.
Ooh, that is 4 stress.
Oh, fuck.
Buddy.
I
So
didn't take
stressed.
one. Yeah.
That is. I mean, that thing seeing you could stress you out.
Guys.
Actually, yeah, no, that's already a resistance roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Darren in chat says, "Wow, this cold mud will protect me from predators." Oh, that's not mud.
Oh god. Mistakes were made.
Okay, so what's the plan? You know where you're supposed to get to. There's just something in between you.
Wolf, big wolf, no stomach stuff.
But it's under it's above the grate that we're on.
Not above, below.
It's between
It's in the sewer. It's between you and like the staircase and then grate to get out. That thing was locked in here.
Yeah, that's
just chop it in half.
It seems like the solution would be to liberate its head from its body, I think.
And that's your department.
It is. And I'm glad that you brought it to my attention.
It's not our department. It's not our problem.
Oh, it's definitely our problem. So right up there being a problem. Big, hairy, smelly, eaty problem.
Cool.
Keep the bandages handy, I guess. And then she hefts the sword over her shoulder and then runs out.
I have an ability for not letting you die.
That's a plus.
Yeah, that's good. So the heavy apparently goes charging forward. Everyone else following behind, or just gonna?
Well, we'll follow behind, but definitely behind. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I think
Now, also at this point, I'm not going to shoot at anything until my officer gives the order to fire. At which point, I'll shoot at everything.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think what I'm going to do is like, as the heavy moves forwards, I like turn to the sniper and the rookies, and I'm like, ready?
Oh yeah.
Do we want to shoot or do we want to stab?
We don't want to shoot, but if we need to, we will.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
One of my abilities says I'm fast and quiet with normal load, so hopefully that helps me sneak up on this thing a little bit.
So what that really means is that if I call for like a maneuver roll or something, if you were in normal load, that would potentially give complications depending on the situation. Those complications are avoided because you're quick and quiet, right? So yeah, it's not necessarily helpful unless your plan is to maneuver here and get close to this thing before it can react. Like, if that's your play, then a maneuver roll is the thing.
I think I'm more the run up, resist the urge to yell at this thing before I bring the sword down on its head kind of thing.
So you're just going to charge at it and skirmish is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, basically.
Cool.
How'd it go?
So I think that's essentially what happens. It smells you about where it started smelling our sniper, and it just turns its head and howls. So I'm going to tick 1 on the alarm clock, just because you ran up to the thing, right?
Oops.
Alarm clock.
Yeah, alarm
Yeah,
clock.
I think if it makes noise, I'm like, fire when ready, and by ready I mean when you're not going to shoot her.
I need that roll from you.
Yeah,
Skirmish?
let's see Aaron's skirmish.
Okay. Gosh, I really want to use... No, I'm just going to fight it. It's fine. It's just... this is risky or desperate?
Oh, you charge up alone. This thing's big. Those things are coming up behind it. It's desperate.
Okay, that's cool. I think there's somewhere I get to mark XP for desperate actions, right?
Yep. XP for desperate actions is a thing.
Cool. Hold on.
Yeah, anytime you do something that's desperate, you get XP.
Mhm.
Yeah. You
Um,
get not playbook. You get attribute XP.
Attribute
So there's
XP
different
against
there's
the-
different
against-
XP trackers.
Yeah.
You get XP in specifically in that tracker for
Yeah.
that type of action.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to push myself again.
Okay.
Use this war machine thing.
Sure.
And I'm using the other part of it where I can reduce the threat level of every enemy I'm facing by 1.
That's yeah. Damn.
Dang.
Forgot that's the thing you can do. Cool.
Heavy
so,
be fly.
Heavy be fly, but high on stress now. So yeah, it charges at you. It's desperate. Although actually, if it's reduced to tier 1, you're essentially a higher tier than it. I'd
This is
say you're
my
about
house
equal
now.
on. I'd say you're about equal on scale. I'm gonna say.
So
I'm
Cammy is making a face, so I want to like explain for people who aren't familiar with like the blade system. This thing of position and effect takes into account you've got to is how blades gets its like crunchy grittiness. It's how it makes things feel like it, rather than being like pulp where you're going to just always be a hero. Is like position and effect is where we get kind of the crunch in blades. So that's why we, for instance, we have to work out which things are in effect, right? So if scale is an effect, it's like this thing is going to be more important because it's bigger, or quality might be an effect, so therefore this thing's going to be like better because it's like, you know, of a higher quality, or like better training. So that all comes into the position and effect thing, and that's why we spend a lot of time like going over it each time. Specifically,
I think this pushes it too risky. Risky standard. You can push it down to desperate to make it great, though.
Obviously.
yes,
Okay.
definitely do it. Get
Go
that
big
XP.
or go home, and I'm already big, so...
So
Oh, wait,
just go
that's supposed
home
to have
now.
an extra die. Hold on, sorry.
Just roll an extra d6 then.
You're not allowed to go home.
I will shoot you if you try and go home.
Okay, bunch of 5s. Desperate
Cool.
5 is not great.
Desperate 5s, especially in this game.
Yeah.
So yeah, the thing leaps at you, right? Like it just bounds much quicker than you thought it would, and you hear the like paws from a different hallway that you're connected to start bounding towards you now too. And this thing though, it just leaps and tackles you to the ground, and you get your sword in it like through its stomach, right? And it howls in pain. Like this thing's alive, but still for some reason it's for some reason not dead due to the obvious wounds it should be dead from. Like unlike other undead, which are just undead.
Right. So she's
And like it starts just like biting at your shoulder, and like its ribs are poking into your stomach. I'm going to say you reduced its tier. It's a desperate though. I'm going to say level 3 harm.
yeah.
Like it's
Okay, well, luckily, since I have normal weight, I have fine-fitted heavy plate for my armor.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep. You can also resist it down, but you're pretty high on stress, so you know.
Mark the armor.
You can also resist. Yeah, no, just armor and resistance.
Yep.
So I have armor, and I also have a shield in my equipment that I have.
You're not
selected
holding
for
it
my
though.
Balls.
You do have a two-handed sword, so you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like marking off an armor counts as just winning a resist, doesn't it?
Yeah. It depends. Certain harm can be altogether ignored off of a resistance roll, depending
Right.
on the situation. Armor will always just mitigate it.
Yep.
So you can tick that down from 3 to 2, and with the second armor 2 to 1, if you so choose.
Yeah.
And
so you can do it to 2 or 1.
As soon as she hits the ground and is prone, you just hear fire.
Bang!
So yeah, I'm marshalling, and I'm expecting the sniper to join that.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Okay, so I'm going to move these here. So, what are you doing with the harm? Just so I know. What do you...
So after it scales down to a 1, can I then use a resist roll?
Sure, yeah. You can resist that down to 0. Just remember, if you take, I think you're at 3 stress, you trauma?
2.
No, it's the one that ticks you over in this game, not the one that fills.
Yeah,
So-
I have 1 and then it's full, so 2 and then
Oh,
trauma.
okay. I
Oh my
miscounted them.
god! Wow.
Then yeah, 2 stress of trauma you, but you know.
Okay, so prowess is the one where like you
This would be a prowess resist, yes.
just tank it out. Okay, well that's where I'm a cowboy. So
Oh my gosh.
nope,
you trauma.
What's up?
That's the fastest trauma I've ever seen.
You're welcome.
Wow.
So yeah, here's the good news. You resist it. Like you always the resist always happens regardless of whether you trauma or not.
Wait. She's got 1 point left, and she's resisting. So that means
Yeah.
that she's hitting the limit. She's not over it yet.
No, she has 1 point left. She rolled a 3. She gains 3 stress.
Oh, she rolled a 3. I missed that. Sorry. Oh, my thing's not
Yeah,
updated.
it's down there.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I didn't see. My thing was not scrolling down.
That's
It
okay.
happens every now and then.
Yeah.
So yeah, clear all your stress, mark a trauma, you're out of the fight, but you do resist it. So, you rolled a 5 on a desperate great. So yeah, I think this thing, like, it kept biting for longer, but I think it does go down, but that second one comes bounding around a corner and towards the rest of the group, and that's where that fire comes in.
Yeah. Quick question. Does that mean that Aaron now can just grab a rookie and play a rookie for a bit?
So yeah, that's a thing. Usually rookies don't come into play until a person dies, because at the end of the scene, Aaron will come back.
Oh, at the end of the
Heavy will.
scene. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Not so it's usually just don't bother making a rookie. It takes longer than worth it for a single scene.
Yep. So my question is, what am I looking at for like a standard position for like position and effect for this martial role?
Marshall, let me see. So your heavy's down. There's 3 of those things behind it, and another wolf coming around the corner. You have them on scale currently. I'm gonna say standard.
Can I set the black shot trap on the corner? Like if we hear this thing coming, and I just set up a few.
You wouldn't have enough time to do so.
Yeah.
Like that also requires most likely it requires more time than you have.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yep. And like as far as the way that we do these storytelling things, you could flash back to if it were a thing that made sense, you could flash back to it. But like just as far as like the flow of these sorts of games, we wouldn't do that now. We would run this martial roll, and then you could flash because you know, like that's what we've done in on camera in fiction. And if we want to see something that happened in the past, we can flash back to it.
Yeah. So I think it's like risky standard against this thing. Yeah. And then I'll get I think your martial roll is, if I'm reading this correctly, keeping them back and giving the sniper the time to take an actual shot that might take the thing down. Is that am I understanding that correctly?
It's harrying fire.
Yep. Awesome. Give me that martial roll then.
So this is supposed to be a setup action for Darius.
Yep.
I don't think I'm going to take any bonus on this one. Ooh, shit.
What is that? Ooh.
Oi.
So yeah, I think what ends up happening is that that wolf just comes, like, you say fire, and then you, like, after seeing the heavy go down, I think your rookie is so, oh shit, and starts fumbling backwards, and that thing jumps on you. No one fires.
Jumps on me?
Yeah,
Oh, fuck yeah.
you're up front doing the fire. Yeah, so I think it jumps on you.
Taking a shot ASAP.
Yeah, you will totally get that. It has scale on you. Not scale, or rather, it has tier on you. That's a desperate. That's level 3 harm.
On me?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck no. Friend, get out. I will prowess the fuck out of that.
Please do.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's tearing at me, and I'm just like... Well, let's see how badass I am. So I get a bonus dice for that because I have Stoic.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, cool.
1 stress.
One
that
stress.
drops it down to 2.
Yep, cool. And what are we
nice.
calling it?
You're cool too.
Yeah, I'm cool with 2. What am I calling it?
Then
though?
yeah. I think what was going to happen is it was going to jump on you and start biting your throat, right? And or trying to anyways. But I think rather you get your arm up in front of it or something.
Yeah.
And it just starts gnawing and pulling and trying to ragdoll you. How do you get So yeah.
That's my resist then is blocking it with my arm and taking it there.
Cool.
At which point I'm like, Darius, what the fuck are you waiting for?
Bang.
Bang. Bang,
Yeah.
bang.
Yep.
I shot
Yep.
you down.
Yep, I drop to a knee, pull back the hammer, sight down the barrel, and take a shot. I'm going to use one of my aim actions,
Cool.
which will increase the effect level of the shot.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, I'm not getting any assist from my goddamn rookies.
Rookies can't assist anyways.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I'll spend a stress to assist you. By maneuvering it because it's got my arm. I can
Good
do
call.
like
Just,
I'm gonna put the
there.
head here, right? So
Yep.
yeah, take a bonus
also
from the
do
assist.
this because can I shoot at it as an assist?
So only one person can assist on a roll.
Rather, if you wanted to shoot as well, that would change this from a shoot from just Darius to a shoot group action.
Yeah.
Just let me take the shot, I think.
In future, we can do group actions though. That's totally
Yep.
a thing.
All right, so what am I rolling?
Let's see. You're fine. Those things are still coming. This is risky for you.
Yep. And effect?
You bumped it from standard to great, I think.
Cool. And I get 1 bonus die from the assist.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So you blow the thing's head off, first of all. Probably not its head because her arm isn't, but its neck,
Yeah.
right? Its head falls off because these are fucking. Most sniper rifles are orate guns, which means they're jacketed, unlike most rounds.
Yeah.
Unlike
And
most
this
guns.
is a fine long rifle too, so
Yeah, so it's like an actual caliber bullet. So its head falls off, still trying to bite at her arm. And then I think what makes this unfortunate for you is those 3 nod get past the rookies towards you. So I think what happens is they're 2 of them are gonna lunge at you and put you down on the ground. And so I think you're gonna take that's I think just level 2 harm.
cool.
Yeah, and so this thing's head comes off, and I throw its head to the ground. I'm like, fucking rats. It's raining here.
So are you just taking that harm, or are you doing anything to? I don't know if you have armor or not. Like I said, you spend armor, or you can resist, but you're pretty stressed out if I remember right.
Yeah, I'm going to spend the armor.
Cool. That drops from 2 to 1.
Yep.
I think yours are they're called nods, so I'm just gonna give you the harm nod. Although a lot of their nicknames can be given to you by the Legion, right? You don't have to be the names I gave them. Your harm probably I need to remember character names. Adika, is that right? Attica. Your harm's for Attica is puncture wounds, right? No, I kind of want to call it like rip and tear. But anyways, that's
I called it disarmed.
Good. So yeah, those are all things. What are you doing, medic? Like, are you trying to get the? What's your plan here? The rookies are freaking out. There's several Nod on top of the.
Or discipline to.
It would be a discipline at this point to do anything with the rookies.
I will do that, and so pushing myself gives me an extra dice?
Correct, for 2 stress.
Okay, I'll do that because I am crisp and opulent. Like, I'm a well-dressed medic. I'm a scientist, and I'm in a sewer fighting zombies, rookies.
Yeah.
So I'm going to grab Dronk. I'll be like, you need to get a hold of yourself.
Get a hold of yourself, man. Yep.
And so...
risky, standard here. Nice! So yeah, the rookies, I think, are decently gathered together. Like, you shout at them and they like blink and they're like, yeah, you're right, we're Legion. So like they're gonna run over and like grab those Nod off of your sniper. They don't like kill any of them, but they're all off of him. Like, he can get back up now. What about you, officer?
Yeah. So we've dealt with the 2 wolves, and there's just a Nod on Darius.
The Nod that just got thrown off. Yeah.
Yeah. In which case, I mean, I kind of want to just stab them with my sword.
It's fair. It's fair. It's
right?
fair
Like,
desire.
they've pulled them off. I feel like I'm like, if they've pulled the things off, I feel like I'm in a controlled position to stab them.
Yeah, like it's controlled mostly just because you outnumber them at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have your 5 rookies behind you as well as everyone else. Yeah, controlled makes sense to me.
Cool. Awesome. Because I'm just gonna do like, what's the effect level?
Stand. Is it a fine sword?
Yes.
No, still standard. I just forgot. Anyways, yeah, controlled standard.
Medic, do you want to assist me with the with the stabbing?
I don't have a stabbing.
No.
You just need to give...
Do you want to so assist is assisting in any way. If if you want to spend a stress, you could be assisting me by just like having had the rookies do well.
Okay.
You know? So cool. If you spend a stress, I'll take an extra bonus dice. Pew. God
Controlled.
damn it. Yeah, controlled 4, so that's not too bad, but
yeah, so I think you definitely kill one, right? Like you get the one you went for initially, and then the other 2 start, like, all those rats inside them start scurrying outwards towards you, and melee no longer becomes an option unless you want to get covered in them. Just like they all just like fall out of their stomachs and start skittering towards you. So you just have to back up, and you can't melee them anymore.
Can I shoot them with my cool revolver?
Yeah. You can shoot them. You can shoot the hell out of them. You just can't like melee them anymore unless you're going to get fucking dragged down by this horde.
Actually, is there any way I can help Crimson in this scene currently, or do we just have to wait for...
Okay, it sounds like if you're moving towards Crimson, there's a thing I want to do in the fiction while you're like moving to help Crimson.
Sure.
Which is I want to spend a channel. How does spending a channels work?
So you spend a channels, and it's essentially a mini flashback. You do a fortune roll to determine the quality of the thing you're trying to get.
Yeah, cool. I'm doing that to find out about this. About like whether we have. I don't think we have a flamethrower. I think we have, but like oil or something, right?
Flame oil?
Yeah.
What if we smash a reliquary on them?
Reliquaries do not act like that. They're just little. Like I said, they're little glass vials with little bones in them.
I want to have flame oil, basically.
Flame oil is a hard thing to get.
That's why I'm trying to... all the closest thing, right? Like, this is why I'm spending a channels on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that fortune roll.
So, where do I mark channels on my sheet?
It's notes. It's not a thing.
Okay, yep.
Like,
how many channels do I have?
That determines how many you put in the channels.
Okay, so I have
when you
2.
make the
All right,
character.
cool, great.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to spend the channels, and I'm going to roll a fortune roll. Do I get any? What's the dice for this one?
If I remember correctly, it's sway.
Consort?
So you're getting it from the
My consort?
Let me scroll back up real quick to the officer. I think it might say actually. Roll consort to determine quality. Yep.
Okay, then I'll just roll a consort roll instead of a fortune.
Yep.
I don't have any bonus dice.
Nope.
Oh, are you serious?
Oh boy.
I think what the closest you end up getting is like you get like a oil, right? Like just flat out oil in a bottle.
Yeah. All right.
And you have a lantern.
Yeah.
So
in which case, I'm going to combine those two. I'm going to just toss the oil towards the swarm of rats, and then throw the lantern into it.
Sure, that sounds like a rec roll to me.
Yeah, that's fair. What's the position and?
I mean, position's just risky. Effect is limited. Like, it's not meant to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the lantern's supposed to not crack open like that when you throw it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, let's find out if it does. Bonus dice. That's a good point. I have a flare gun. I could use my flare gun.
Expending a flare here would definitely be an easier task to do.
All right. Sure. What is it for that?
I would still probably say limited because of the environment, though, because of the water.
Yep. Yeah, I'm hoping that the oil will go across the top of the water. Do I want to push myself? Actually, can I suggest a devil's bargain?
Sure.
I mean, I'm making the water be on fire, which might separate some members of the group.
Yeah, I mean, what's the sniper is definitely if you want to separate the sniper with a bat of fire, if this goes
well, the sniper and the rookies,
actually, they're separated regardless of how well this goes. It just depends on fictionally. I feel like
it's the sniper and the rookies are separated from the other three of us.
That's my band name, by the way, the Sniper and the Rookies.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'll do that.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So, right. I think you throw it and I'm trying to determine if I want this to work. No, I think it just doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
You throw it, both. The lantern just doesn't go off. I think what happens is you get swarmed by these rats again, and you're gonna take it's a risky. What are you wearing armor?
Yeah, I've got fine armor.
Okay, so I'm going to say you take a single corruption here. If you're wearing no armor, I'd say 2. They can't get at all your bits.
I'm going to expend a use of armor then.
So they jump on the armor bits and you just throw it off to try and get rid of. Yep, I'm okay with that.
Yep.
So that happens to you. However, a bunch of them start going towards the sniper and the other nod get they get past the rookies again. Actually, no. I don't think they separate the sniper. I think the nod grab one of those rookies and just tear out his throat.
That's resistible.
Anyone can resist that if they want, but yeah, I think the nod just grabbed the closest rookie. By the way, Marshall, what's the rookie's name?
Drunk is my current favorite.
Well, I'm drunk. It is.
Sorry, drunk.
So, does this count as a level 4 harm?
Oh no.
This counts as a consequence.
Yeah. It's. Let me read your ability real quick. I actually want to know the wording on that to determine that. So 1 second, I'll mute myself so you don't hear scrolling.
It's like her book doesn't have bookmarks or something.
Yeah. So not today. After a soldier takes level 4 harm. So here's my only issue with that is that there's no consequence. Like it's not the rookies don't have harm as much, right? Like for if no one's playing them. I don't think you can use not today on a rookie.
Yeah, well, it says soldier.
Can you use it on specialists?
Yes, that's the only thing it's good for. Specialists and soldiers. I will consult Strash on that actually next because I'm actually not sure. He might have a different opinion on that than I do.
Resist it?
You can resist it for them.
With doctoring.
No, resistance are only with attributes.
So, but insight is.
Yeah. So my only issue with that is that they're currently being chewed on. It's hard to doctor a person when they're being bitten still.
What if I wait till no one moves on?
No.
Too late then.
I think the consequence of that we're resisting here is Dronk getting their throat ripped out. I don't think that's a thing that can be brought back with.
No, the only way to resist this is to defend.
I will do that then. I will try and resist by shooting it in the head.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Resisting by shooting. Yeah, that makes sense. I was going to say
that's
because
like prowess resist.
Yeah, running up to it and just going bang.
Well, yeah, you can't get to Dronk because I separated us with. Oh wait, no, the fire didn't go off.
Yeah.
No. There's The separation is that guy got separated and then eaten, so you can't go and like physically defend.
But I can shoot him in the head.
Yeah, you can shoot.
Yeah, you can.
This is stressful to me because I like Dronk. Although the marshal and the medic are different.
I would advise not pushing, because if you push and then do a pour on this roll, you'll trauma. And that's 2 traumas already.
Okay.
Just as a side note, I don't know if... because if you'll succeed on the roll, right? You'll succeed. Regardless of whether you're trauma or not, he'll live. Nice! You clear stress. If you crit on a resistance, you clear stress.
Very nice.
So yeah, you said you ran up and shot it, right?
Well, from as close as I can get, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's enough to kill it, right? You crit on the resistance, it's kind of by itself. I think that one dies, and then the rats scatter when the gunshot goes off, and then I think you are altogether easily able to dispatch the last one.
Yeah.
And then is when Aaron, character name's Crimson, gets up. Crimson, what's the trauma you took?
Vicious.
Nice.
High five, vicious buddies.
I am going to roll 4d6 to determine how the thing upstairs is going. 2 ticks. That is still going on. You do not have enough as much time as you would like to in this situation.
Let's go to a break.
I'm also going to be that guy and suggest that we've just been firing off black powder weapons in an enclosed space very loudly. There's lots of screaming, so maybe the alarm track should move.
That's fair. I'm thinking of what I should. How much? Yeah, I'll roll. To be fair, there's another thing going on, so I'm actually only going to roll 1d6, and we'll just take it there. Yeah, it's 2 ticks.
All right, let's go to a break, and then we can come back afterwards and see where we go from the sewer. All right, back shortly, chat. And we're back. And we just got eaten by dogs and rats and shit. Is what I think happened. Yeah, we got. So I think
you
I
guys
think,
got eaten by dogs and rats. I just shot some stuff.
Yeah. So like Adhikar is like, fucking rats. I hate rats.
So yeah, they all got straight off. You're all like okay now. I think that one rookie will like hug the medic and is like trying not to start sobbing. Dronk is like trying not to cry, but yeah. Everyone
stop crying. Let me bandage your neck.
So yeah, I think you get past. You walk up the stairs to that last grate. Is the plan just to fucking force it open? Is like that's the plan?
We don't seem to be the subtle kind of group at the moment, so...
Can we tell what's in there, sneaky like?
So, the grate, if you, like, want to peer through, could I get, like, a fortune roll from you? Like, just using, like, someone's scout, whoever feels like doing it? It's not an actual roll, I just want to get a sense of what it looks like outside.
What am I doing? Just hitting a button?
There's a fortune roll. There's a fortune roll button.
Cool.
There's a fortune roll button, but it's perfectly fine. Just do this. Position doesn't matter. Effect doesn't matter. It's just your scout dice. It's just a fortune dice to help me determine what the situation looks outside. So yeah, you peer out for a moment and you see like more undead in the distance. It looks like this puts you out almost around what you would call you're an orate, right? Cool. This looks like at one point like it was a hedge maze or something back there, but all of it's dead. Like it's no longer a hedge maze, right? It's just a bunch of bushes, like with like dead bushes.
Yeah, you can see through it. You can see the shape of the maze, but you can also see perfectly through it. That's a really great.
Yeah. So like that's sort of what's outside. You see that like water filtering in. Occasionally though, you'll see like more undead, right? Like more undead. Slowly, like you don't. I don't think. Also, that storm is hitting hard, right? Like a lot of those gunshots were covered up by lightning strikes, or that massive battle on the other side that you can hear from here. So like it's the entire Legion that's throwing in this offensive. By the way, like on the other side. So yeah, it's definitely. It depends on how you time that breaking of the grate, whether or not that's going to gather more attention or not.
I think I want to. I guess, like I want to get the rookies that are standing to like move as one,
Sure.
In order to try and like break it together.
That sounds like a marshal to me.
That sounds like a marshal. Yeah, I agree.
I will aid.
Yeah, sounds good.
How do you assist?
By
just putting your joining them.
Yeah, I think like maybe after a few tugs, you just hear this exasperated sigh. Like she gets off the ground. She's laying on the ground, looking at y'all upside down. She's just, God damn it. She gets up. She pushes everybody else over to make room for herself, and like helps just try to wrench this thing off.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yep. Is this controlled?
Yeah.
Or is it risky because it's about the sound and getting spotted?
I think it's risky mostly because like we determined that there are undead actively patrolling around this sort of area. The sound, I think it's risky.
Yep.
Depends on the situation you get thrown out in.
Yep.
Standard effect.
Standard effect. Yep. Cool. Yep. Great. And I've got a bonus dice. All together now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like heave, and then they push through, and you get real lucky, right? Like there's a crack of lightning right as that chain breaks.
Mm-hmm.
And so that thing is flying open, and some rookies go tumbling out, and you're like you've been sort of rained on because this thing is sort of like raising above you a little bit. Like you have to it's almost the stairs are real steep, right? They act almost like they would almost be a ladder if they weren't like going at least a little up. You come climbing out and you can see those like dark shadows sort of patrolling around. but like at the other edges of the hedge maze. But and so but you see the door, right? The keep is like I don't know, like try to think of a good distance. It's a good ways away, right? You have to go through the head mage to get to it. Or at least like around it, depending. But around it is much more likely of running into actual undead forces, like actively. So it sort of depends on how you want to approach. But the door you were told that would be here is here. And there are people patrolling it, but there's no active standing guard that you can see.
Awesome. I kind of feel like we might need a I might need to lead a group action.
Yeah, a group maneuver here to get there quickly, or a group scout to get there quietly is.
What do we feel like? I feel like scout personally.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. All right. So it's the same for every like 1 to 3. I gain a strain.
Yep.
Yep. Cool.
Every 1 or 3 you gain stress. Yeah.
All right, team. Everyone, roll your scout because this is gonna suck.
If you do not have scout, it'll be 2 dice, and you take the lowest.
Yep. You can still click the button. It should automatically work that out for you.
Okay, so what role is it? It's scout.
Scout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but risky, controlled.
Risky standard.
Risky standard. Cool.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, look. I'm taking the lowest of my 2, and I still
That's
get
6.
a 5
There you go, 6. Oh wait, no, never mind. Sorry, lowest
out of 2.
Yep.
Cammy, I need one from you, David. So if you just click the scout, the word
I
scout.
thought I did. That's weird. All right. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Sorry.
Yep.
Ugh.
So pick
All right,
one.
only 1 stress, but it's a 5, right?
No.
So-
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a 5 is the
That's it,
highest.
too.
Yep.
So you start like I think the stealthy approach is slowly going through that hedge maze, right, and using it as like sort of cover because like some of the bigger pieces have decent trunk, like decent bottoms. So
And
you can
we're
have,
totally like
stomach and-
Scooby Dooing it, right? Like,
Yeah. I think, however, as you get like, I'm gonna say about let's say 3/4 of the way there, you hear like you see one of those figures I mentioned earlier, like slowly like turn over and see you, like see sort of all of you, and it's like I'm gonna say probably about like 50 meters away, like through the hedge maze. It's got to charge through it and stuff, but it's like I think it's illuminated by like a lightning bolt, so you could actually fully see it for a split second. Because I imagine you put out the lantern when you got up here. It's like we would call it almost like a centaur if it wasn't a horse. If the thing was a horse, right? It looks more like a bear or some kind of the lower half, like something with claws, right? And then the top half is this like it's like sewn on rather than like grow like attached normally. And the top half is like holding this big halberd, right? And there's a like deer skull placed over its face, and you can see these yellow eyes peering through it. And it has like it's just this really like all of the stitch work is just terrifying, like because there's like you can actively see like infection growing there as like trying to like resist it, but it's not. So yeah.
Cap, can I take a shot?
Oh fuck.
I